Welcome to Dark Shoals. We are a group of like-minded individuals who enjoy a good bit of shenaniganry from time to time. However, our table is a Sabbat chronicle for Vampire the Masquerade. This means that we will be dealing with touchy subjects, things as blood, gore, dismemberment, and various other items which could be unpleasant for certain individuals. If topics of mature content would be something you like to avoid, please tune out now. Otherwise, welcome. We pick up, it's been roughly 2 weeks since the group has met with the prince. We've had a few introductions throughout the city. Our coterie has begun to dig their claws fairly well into New Orleans itself, scratching just under the surface. Peter Tong has been exceptionally busy in the most recent of nights, the task force picking up with a fervor as the missing individuals throughout the city have begun to multiply as the weeks pass. No longer is it a random individual here and there, it's an active concern to the point where even the news outlets which were previously being kept unawares now know. We pick up, it's a warm, muggy, relatively unpleasant evening for most human individuals that have to deal with those things. At our local cafe, the group sitting around their usual table, recently served by Jackson, who has made himself a little bit available in case anything is needed. But he keeps his nose out of your business. You notice a familiar face as you are beginning your evening with one another. Maddie, Peter Tong's ghoul. He pops up, kind of glancing around the corner. It's very clear that he's recently started to kind of clean up his act, but he still has some of the mannerisms that make him look a little bit furtive and suspicious in more polite company. Noticing that there are next to no other people in the cafe just yet this evening, he makes his way over to the table and waits for one of you to offer him a seat before starting.
Who's this
Oh,
dude?
Oh,
we know him, Toasty.
yes,
We've
Peter
been
would have
introduced.
introduced you.
Okay. I'll motion him to sit.
He'll.
Frank, you actually asking who this person is, or
Yeah.
yeah, this is Maddie. He's a friend of Shit Dogs.
Oh, is he the bait? He was the bait, right?
Huh?
Not tonight, not that I'm aware of.
I think he
Yes, that
was.
was one of Pro's plans. Yes.
Uh, I don't remember. How did that work out? I mean, clearly it did because he's still with us.
He kind of swallows. Um, it's going all right. We haven't found where they are just yet, but I've got stuff for you on that. Uh, he's gonna
Oh,
look over at Hank, who mentioned he was the bait earlier, just like awkwardly, and then return his attention to the table, finally settling between Jules and Dr. Isaacs, clearly a little intimidated by Frank and Hank. Um,
so is
so,
tonight the night that we're going with that original plan of you being the bait?
uh, no, because we tried that before, and it seemed like they didn't really want it. So, but I have words from Mr. Tong for you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Mr.
read them
Tom.
out already, Mister Tong.
I,
Tong, the Tong, Tong, Tong.
I think you mean Shit Dog. Just what's his name? I was gonna say Casey, but Maddie. Just call him Shit Dog. Everyone does. It's fine.
Yeah.
he's been good to me though. I
He's been good to all of us, but he's still Shit Dog. That's what you
Yeah.
should call him.
You can't
Seriously.
jump.
he
Yeah,
I mean,
next
if
time you
you
see him, just tell him he's shit dog, he'll lap that up. He loves that shit.
Yeah, he does. Call him Mr. Shit Dog. That way you put a little bit of respect onto it. you
Wow.
know?
Yeah.
Why do you call him that?
Because he's a shit dog.
Couldn't have said it better myself. He is a shit
Yeah.
dog.
As dogs go, he's shit.
Yeah, well, he's a guy. He's not a dog.
Not always. Sometimes he's a
What?
shit dog.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the look on Maddie's face is going from confusion to just like beet red. You imagine he's inferring something very different. Um,
Okay, I don't understand that at all. That's fine.
We'll let that pass.
Shit dog. He's definitely he's sometimes a shit dog.
So, what's your news?
Yeah.
well, I got the. He looks over at Dr. Isaacs. Saw you a few times around the hospital. Uh, so people have been going missing more often. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you noticed. But like a lot more, like not just around the French Quarter, like to the extent that my usual lines of work are actually looking to move out. Like tourism's going
This
down. Like
this is all very fascinating, but this is stuff that we already know.
okay,
Do we? I mean, out of character, do we know or?
you've
we
noticed
know.
it. You've noticed
Yeah.
it that it's starting to
Okay.
pick up, and he's like he feels a little pressured to like kind of speed it up for you.
Okay.
Oh,
That was out of character. That was totally Jules just being a bitch, but I didn't know if
no,
out
you're
of
good.
character.
You have
Okay.
noticed over the 2 weeks that even yourselves, like, it's very apparent at this point, and he seems a little more uncomfortable. Okay. I'm sorry. No, like, it went from 5 people a week missing to like 5 people a day throughout
Oh,
the
okay.
city.
Well, we need to get to the bottom of this then, don't we?
Is it
Yeah, we do.
concentrated around this area?
No, it's starting to like it was, but from what Mr. Tong said, it's actually starting to kind of spread out over the whole city. It's even starting to hit some of like the areas around the edge where you got those nicer homes. So like the wards are getting hit, which I mean, if you go missing in the ward, usually people don't notice. They don't really care. But now they start to notice. They're starting to care. Um, they can't keep it quiet from the news anymore. It's getting into the news.
I mean, is it something we really need to worry about, though?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
kinda. I think
it
Dr.
is.
Isaacs. Yeah, he's gonna point to Dr. Isaacs and let you take it.
I mean,
It's what we were ordered to look into by the prince.
yeah, but we could just not.
Well,
What do you want to do instead, Frank?
Well, I got the office up and running.
Oh,
Right.
We could go and play with that.
Yeah, but we've got no one to play with.
We'll just grab some people.
you want to grab Shit Dog's boy here and maybe play with him? Do you think
No,
he'll
he spoke.
mind?
He's spoken
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, true.
Huh?
Okay, look.
Don't worry about it.
We got,
Jules will like, oh,
we got to keep the prince sweet to a degree, yeah? Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
do we
I know.
really, though?
Yeah, we do, Frank. Trust me. Yeah, we do. Okay. We got to keep him sweet while we stay in the city to find out what we need to find out. Yeah. So let's have a nose around, find out why people are disappearing, find out if we can find who's doing the disappearing, and then you can take them, or some of them, back to your office.
What about them two blokes that you wanted to, you know?
Yeah, they've disappeared. We're looking for them. Once I find them, you'll be the first to know, Frank. Right?
Could we maybe go to that club that they were at?
Maddie's fidgeting at the table right now while he's listening to you talk.
Have you got anything else to tell us, Maddie?
Yeah, I think the people doing it are probably the ones you're
Can
looking
Jules
for.
notice this?
Oh yeah, it's very clear. Like he's clearly fidgeting. Not like he's detoxing type of fidgeting. Just like starts to tap under the table, and he'll like occasionally stop it, and then it'll start again without meaning to.
Uh, Jules will look him in the eye and tell him to calm down, be calm, and then I want to dominate him.
Okay.
I think he'll be mesmerized, so I need to do my rouse check.
Mhm.
I know he's a ghoul, so I probably get the. Fuck, where's my stuff? Oh. How do I roll? Manipulation plus dominate versus intelligent and resolve.
Maddie's a little bit out of a disadvantage.
How do you
Well,
roll it?
yeah, this.
If you
Oh,
click
there
on,
it is.
okay, got it.
Maybe.
If you click on the discipline, I think there's a little die symbol next to the discipline. If you click on that, you should be able to select the attribute that goes with it.
Okay.
Was Maddie his CI or his partner?
His CI.
You see how many?
It's his CI.
I think you might need a fix.
I can fix him.
It's kind of more Jules' area of expertise.
Oh. Well, fuck him then. Or yours, Jules.
Yep. Beastal failure.
I will say this. Your
I think I did that right. I have no idea.
yes. So let's see. You have manipulation, dominate, and potency.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
So you
You get
selected
extra dice for your
manipulation.
potency.
Yeah, you
Oh, okay.
selected manipulation and dominate, and then if you added any number of dice at the end, I think that counts as the potency.
Gotcha.
Have we got
That's really
potency?
weird. Yeah, blood potency.
Mm-hmm. Um, you have the effect you want in the adverse way. Instead of fidgeting, he freezes completely and is just locked on you. And you think he's probably even like paused breathing for a moment. It's very much that you came across more as intimidating than trying to calm him down. There's a pause and a audible swallow, and he just nods at you, Jules.
Fix us a cup of coffee or something. Just go fix us a cup of coffee.
Go
And
ahead.
fix
Go
yourself
help,
a cup of coffee. Coffee.
go help Jackson.
Yeah, go help Jackson. That's his name.
Oh, okay. He stands up, and you notice that he like fidgets around with his shirt for a moment, and he's pulling up the front of his shirt, but you notice that there isn't skin tone underneath it. It looks like a manila color instead, and he puts a file folder down on the table for you, and then he's gonna go over to the counter to talk to Jackson.
Unless
Sweep it up.
Yeah. Unless there's something else that you need to add. Is there anything else to add?
Um, well, I was supposed to go over that with you, but
Well, it seems like you're really nervous, so go help
Come on,
Jackson.
then.
Like, yeah, go ahead.
We'll have
We
a
can
look.
read,
We'll have a look.
Yeah.
We'll have a purchase.
okay. It's not in there yet. But there's signs popping up over the city where people are starting to go missing. That's the only other thing, and he'll pull over a napkin, go to the counter really quick, grab a pen from Jackson, doodle something on the napkin, bring it back to the table, and leave it with you with the folder, and then excuse himself. And you can see he goes over to Jackson to actually order himself a cup of coffee.
Jules
Oh,
will
wait.
sweep up the drawing and take a look at it.
It's a
Wait, this has got information about missing people, isn't it? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll check it. I'll check it at Hank then.
I'll give it to the doc. There you go, doc.
I will open it.
That's what it says.
Dr. Isaacs, within the folder is actually a few of your reports that you shared with Peter. Detailing the injuries to bodies that you've begun to notice. You know that you didn't release these to the coroner team specifically. These are your personal notes that you've been making, that you've kind of kept in touch with him since he's coming into the office occasionally, or at least the morgue at the hospital, keeping him up to date.
Okay.
Statistically, it shows that the rise in missing persons is exponential at this point, not necessarily multiplicative. It's increasing per day. There's more than 1 to 3 people missing per day at this point within the city. Some of their bodies are turning back up. People are starting to say that they're seeing them still in the city after they go missing, but they're not where they used to be. They're not interacting with loved ones. They're just kind of, oh, I think I saw this person on a missing poster, and then they're starting to follow up on those leads. You do know that some of the individuals that are missing have come through the morgue.
Toasty, there's no specific area anymore. It's getting wider and wider spread.
It's getting wider and wider. So roughly about the time you had the talk with the prince, it was more concentrated to the French Quarter. There were a few outliers here and there, but it was mostly concentrated in the French Quarter. Moving throughout the weeks, there's a timeline and showing roughly about how many and the rough area in the city where they've started to disappear from. And you notice there's not really a pattern to it. Like, it started to pick up more in the wards after it started leaving the French Quarter, but now it's spread out through even just outside of the city.
Hank.
But there's still people going missing. Sorry, go
on. Those two that you were looking into.
Yeah.
You're sure they were kindred, yes?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty sure.
All right. Well, the autopsies show that not all of these were in line with the things we do.
What do you mean?
Bit clearer?
You remember how the gardener said that there may be other creatures here?
Yep.
Something along those lines.
They weren't us.
Doesn't match.
Okay.
What does it look like?
There's a chance it could be something like what Shitdog can do. But there's also a chance that it's not.
Okay. I say we hang around some of the rougher areas of the French Quarter and we see if we can track anyone who's trying to make people disappear. I don't know what else we can do.
Jules is looking at the drawing, and then she'll hand it to the doctor.
Do I know this marking?
You know that it's popped up in several files that you've seen passed around the morgue recently, mostly from the federal agents that have been in there, as they've been talking amongst themselves and looking over some of the bodies and some of the reports that you and the rest of the individuals assisting with this have given them, but you aren't certain of the source of it. You do know that it has started to show across the city where the individuals are missing from.
Is it more like a street tag, or is it something like carved into the bodies?
It's not carved into the bodies. It would have the appearance more of a street tag, but it's a little bit complicated to be a quick tag.
Hmm.
So what other freaks then, yeah?
Possibly.
Sounds like it.
That sounds like it might be a hunt.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's do what Hank said.
Dr. Isaacs, your reports notate that most of the bodies that you have recovered have been exsanguinated. The ones that don't have injuries that could explain that. You know immediately that those are likely kindred victims or Cainite victims, depending on what's happening here. Several of them are also missing organs or physical tissue, but there are some that are just absolutely eviscerated. Like, they are in pieces when they get delivered to you, and you can't even complete an entire body.
I would share this information with the party.
You also
What I'm
aren't certain what
confusing.
would cause it.
So we got some of them that are us things, and some of them that are other things.
There is a chance, yes. Someone like yourself has done a number on a body before, I'm sure.
Might be me.
It could be. Probably
Is
not,
it
though.
you?
Might be.
Like, is it though?
Who knows? Might be.
One would hope you would know.
Yes,
Well, I don't know who we're talking about. Who is it that you're talking about? Who got busted up? Maybe it was me.
I mean, if Dr. Isaac shares the images, it's no one that you recognize, Frank.
No, that's not my work. Sloppy work. Not me.
Frank, give me a wits awareness if you take a look at the images beyond that.
Yeah, all right. I can do that. Awareness.
Also, for those listening, the image is of a spiral with radiating points from the center, similar to a almost a sun design to some degree.
2 successes.
No one that you recognize, no one that was on your list or that you've, used the workshop to break in. But you do notice that because of the abilities that you and Hank share, some of these marks definitely lend more towards like larger, maybe claw marks or rending wounds with hands.
Well, shit dog's work. It's got to be shit dog's work, isn't it? Or Islot do that sort of stuff, don't they? Martine, she's one of them, isn't she?
Yes, I believe so.
She's real busy though. I don't think it's her. She's nice.
In fact, Frank, she's kept in touch with you despite being busy. She's kind of checked in after you gave your formal opinion on the levies with her the one evening that you actually went out there to survey. And you know her concern is very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
She's been slowly actually taking you through the city and not necessarily pointing out havens for you, but asking you to shore up places here and there against potential floodwaters.
Yeah, she's got my like that's right my wheelhouse. I went up for that.
Yeah. I will say this, she does take you through a few places that Elysium is also technically held, and you notice that where she takes you here, it looks like less akin to a specific individual's safe haven and much more of a, if there's an emergency, this kind of place is used by kindred in the city. So you feel like you've gotten a good layout of New Orleans so far. You also know that a good number of the gangrel tend to actually linger around the wards. If they stay there, you're not sure. But they do tend to linger in that area, or the more towards the outer portion of the city where it's closer to Bayou still.
Okay, so they ain't coming into the city and doing this stuff then.
But they stay more towards that north side and the northwest
Yeah.
side. That east to southeast portion is typically avoided. And you were encouraged to avoid it too for the time being.
I don't think it's us. I don't think it's an us thing. I think it's a something else thing. Big claws.
Okay, let's go and find it.
Yeah.
Before we do that, there's something I like to talk about because, as you know, I've been having visits with the prince. Well, charming individual. Well, he wants me to learn how to be a Ventru. So, yeah, I have to pick 3 individuals to be a part of my retinue. So, yeah. I was wondering if you, as my coterie, she'll give a little smile and a wink, and like when she looks around, will help me choose instead of choosing just for myself.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what do they have to do?
I have to pick 3 of the 3 individuals from the low clans, and then basically rule them, or mentor them or whatnot. Some are from the Gangle, Malkavian, Nosferatu, or the Tremere clan. So, yeah, and they're supposed to go where I go, I believe. Out of character, do they? Go ahead.
They can do their own thing, but if you want them with you, they make it their priority to be present if you ask for that. So essentially, it's like a souped up ghoul almost. They're not fully beholden to you, but they're favorable to you because they're bullied into being afraid of you, or Stockholm syndrome. Similarly, depends. If you want them at your side, they will be at your side. If you designate for them to go do something or look into something, they will do that. If you don't get in touch with them either way, they will continue their business as normal until they hear from you.
How'd you recruit them, Toasty, out of character? You just go and say, you're in my retinue now.
It's going to be an actual process to build up the retinue and slowly kind of break them down to where they want to serve Jules. Jules has a little bit of an in, being a Ventru, being of the High Clan, throwing some of that weight around because the rest of your coterie has been rubbing elbows with these high echelon people within the social circles of the Camarilla lately. Because you're new to the city, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody needs to know that. The Bruja are actually considered high clan in New Orleans, while the Tremere are low clan, but they are on the upswing.
Tremere have always been the low clan.
Yeah.
Jealousy.
And Jules will,
Valentine is working on that.
yeah, Jules will pull out a notebook and start reading off the names. I'll copy and paste and put them in the general chat.
They are in general. I gotcha.
I gotcha.
So
why don't we grab a Nosferatu? That was useful.
some of these names would already be familiar to Hank and Frank. Jules, you know these names because you've been digging into this, because this is what you were inspired and directed to do. I will say the Prince, it left a little earworm for you that a Tremere could be a very large benefit to you if you're able to do that, but it is equally dangerous if it backfires on you.
And you need some help convincing them. We can do that.
Well, I think that's I think that's supposed to be me, but to convince them, I would just want to know what your input was on who to choose. You know, because you're my coterie, so like you will have to tolerate these people.
I'd go for a Nos, but if the Prince thinks you need a Tremere, why not bag yourself a Tremere?
Okay. What about you, Doctor? What do you think?
Doc loves a Tremere.
I would recommend not. stepping on any Tremere toes. If they're trying to gain themselves as a higher clan.
Where's the fun in that, Doc?
If I make a recommendation,
Sure.
I quite like the sound of Gladys.
Gladys Broussard. I
Yeah.
barely dug into her. Out of character, I don't know any of these. So, yeah.
Yeah, Gladys sounds nice.
Essentially,
I
you
might-
were offered likely targets. Let's place it that way.
Yeah, these are my likely targets of who to be in my retinue of learning to rule as a Ventru. And she'll like kind of roll her eyes and smile about it. To keep up,
Frank will nod
Sure.
like he has any idea what you're talking about. Donald Armstrong. He sounds like a stand-up guy.
do we really need more Malkavians along with us?
No, we
do you
absolutely
mean?
fucking don't. Let's bag us a Gladys, or let's
Okay.
bag you a Gladys.
You got to have 3, right?
Yeah, I gotta have 3. So
Yeah, but you work them one at a time, surely.
You get Gladys, and we can get Donald, and we can get one of the Nosferatu, and then it's all good. Although the Gangrel are quite nice.
You're the shit dog of your own?
I mean, who doesn't want another shit dog? Maybe this one would be a Labrador.
Oh my goodness.
So Gladys, and then yours.
Okay, sorry. Your Malkavians come as a match pair, Albert and Donald. So if you have one, I think you might have to have them both. Hank knows them from the
Christ.
city.
Well,
Okay.
do you promise,
Right.
like,
You don't
not
want that.
to? So 3 Malkavians all together.
Yeah, that sounds good.
How about no?
Aw.
What do you mean?
So do you work these over one at a time, or do you just go in round 3 up now?
It's however you want to approach it.
We can go and get him.
I will say they are fellow Cainite kindred individuals, though.
Okay, they're not. So they're not they're not brother
They're
and
not-
brother.
No, they're
Oh,
not.
okay.
They're not sire child, or they're not brother. They are pair, or at least you don't
Okay.
believe they're brother, but they are a pair.
All right, so we're gonna go with Gladys, and then we're gonna go with that's number 1. Number 2. Number 3.
Bag yourself in nose. That's my vote.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Remember, I might be bullying them, so are you okay with me bullying a fellow Malkavian?
I don't care. It's not me.
Oh, okay. Well, I would never dream of bullying you. You're very much bigger than me. So, which of these Malkavians, Albert or Donald?
I think Donald.
I think you get one, you get them both.
Well, that's a bonus then. You got 2 then, haven't you? Then you haven't got to make any other decisions. That's the easy
Well,
way.
I think it's a bad idea. It's up to you, Jules.
If he comes along, then he comes along. If not, fuck him. And then third, the Nosferatu. Which one do we want? Jack Fort.
Fortner.
I can't even say his name. I'm not even gonna choose him because fuck him in his name. What about
Let's
Mildred?
have a Mildred. Yeah.
Mildred.
Yeah, that's Mildred.
Gladys and Mildred is going to be a great combination.
Yeah. So Gladys, Donald, and Mildred.
You know, if you walked away from the Donald idea, you could have a Gladys, a Mildred, and a Dorothy. If you went Gangrel.
Yeah, let's go with. I want a shit dog of my own. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
I'll be down for that. That's a good combination.
yeah,
Always like that name, Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Yeah. I think we have some good names there. We've got a Dorothy, we've got a Mildred, and we've got a Gladys. What could go wrong?
Mildred's a good name. Gladys is a good name.
Yeah. So yeah, that I think we have my targets there.
I have
Some good
been
choices.
so happy with the names and the choices so far. So for those listening, Jules came very well prepared. She had a number of individuals that could have been chosen from. We had a Mary Babin, a Dorothy LeBlanc, Harold Adams, Kenneth Buckley, and Howard Duvall for the Gangrel. Malkavian were Albert and Donald, Copeland and Armstrong respectively. The Nosferatu are Mildred Calloway, Eleanor Harding, Martha Underwood, and Jack Fortner. And then the Tremere are Walter Abernathy and Gladys Broussard. So these are the individuals, Jules, that Gabriella, in her little parlor, recommended to you on that first evening that you met.
Excellent. And that was a lovely time. Like, tea and crumpets and all that stuff. I was a little bit more, well, whatever. It's fancy. Like, not really my cup. I prefer, wine and boudin. But then I also met the prince, and the prince was decent. But yeah, I can tell why,
So what we got to do with these three? We got to beat them until they say that they're going to follow you, right?
I think Jules does the persuading, and you and I just look threatening, Frank, and make no,
just
not an
look.
option.
Just
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
Maybe we just beat one of them. As a.
And then we can go and find out who's murdering people, and you can beat them senseless.
Yeah, let's do that.
I think. Yeah. Also, out of character, this is a part of my lore sheet, so I don't really know how to go about this. So, yeah.
I've got you. You probably want to, as advice from the storyteller, I recommend probably digging into them a little bit further. You know very well where the Tremere are located, especially after poor Dr. Isaac's experience with them. So that one wouldn't be a surprise. The Gangrel you kind of have an in with Frank already, since he's been working with Martine. Hank knows the city already, though, because of Josephine and his previous experience of working with her and her kind of guiding him before his turn.
There you go. Frank can put you in touch with Dorothy. The doc can put you in touch with Gladys, and I'll sort you out with Mildred.
But I can also say this. You were pretty friendly with Smokey, and he does seem to like you.
Yeah. I just gotta find that shop of meat again. I'm sure it's in the phone book.
Why am I introducing you to someone?
You know,
I don't know.
You're best buddies with the Tremere.
You like them.
Tremere Primogen are like the bestest of buddies.
You said Mildred, though, right?
Yeah, so you just need to say best buddy Tremere Primogen, whose name I forget. Where's Mildred hanging out these days? Yeah, that's the one. Thank you.
Mildred's a Nosferatu.
Wrong name, but it's fine. It's Gladys that's the Tremere.
Yeah,
Mildred's Nosferatu.
I would really rather not.
I'll go with you.
I will make an introduction to him, and then you can speak with him about it.
That sounds perfect.
I'll find you a Mildred.
All right. Again, the prince said I need to learn how to roll like a venture. Whatever the fuck that means. I nodded off when he was talking about Rome, so.
Right. Should we go and try to get kidnapped?
Sure.
Make it someone's worst decision they've ever made, yeah?
Let's do it.
Yeah. I think that'd be better than like sitting through another lecture. You see, I like our former teacher because they weren't as boring. So, yeah.
There were a lot of hands-on activities. That is true for your previous teacher.
Yeah. Instead of being the professor that has a monotone voice and
Is anybody else trying to look over the file that you were handed?
Yeah, I might glance at it.
Okay. Give me a wits awareness, or your choice, and intelligence investigation. I just want to see how well you do. We'll set it at a base 2.
It could be an intelligence roll from me.
Can we all take a look at it?
Absolutely.
Okay, and what was awareness and wits?
2.
Okay. Flipping through it, you notice what was laid out beforehand, and you kind of gather, now that you see the numbers in front of you, the gravity of the situation of how many people are actually missing. You have reached over 100 missing cases in the past 2 months within the city. On average, there might be 20 on the high end. And those are usually runaways that come back, individuals that have moved and just didn't leave notice, people escaping town type of situation. These are valid missing individuals. Some of them have turned up deceased, some of them have leads of being seen back in the city but not contacting their loved ones. There
Toasty?
is... Yes.
Could we get in touch with Smokey? Because that was us. We were missing people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who turned up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how much of this is our Sabbat brethren who are under instructions from either the gardener or someone else doing this, and how much is something else? And I'm guessing Smokey could probably get a message to the gardener and ask him.
We got his phone number, haven't we?
You do.
I
Jules
was
does,
not
actually.
aware. Maybe the doc can phone him, because the doc likes the gardener. And the gardener, I think, quite likes the doc.
No, the gardener quite sorry. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Smokey. I thought you were talking about Smokey. I was like, Smokey quite likes Jules.
You've got
But if we've got the
Smokey's number.
gardener's phone number. Oh, but not the gardener's.
Right.
Right.
I thought we had the gardener's phone number.
No, the gardener let you use the phone while you were there, but they don't seem particularly intuitive to it. They understand its purpose in having one.
Jules pull out her little thing of cigarettes and reach into like the little she's got like a cigarette pack holder.
Mm-hmm.
She'll go into it in between the pack of cigarettes and pull out the card that she's got it written on. You want me to give him a call? Okay. I'll be right back. And then she'll go to make the phone call.
There's a phone in the cafe that if you ask Jackson to use it, of course he'll let you. 2, there is a payphone around the corner.
Jules will just say, "Hey Jackson, I need to use your phone."
Certainly. And he'll let you into the kitchen and direct you towards where the office is. The door is open. And it looks particularly cramped, but small desk, paperwork, neatly taken care of, phone in the corner.
Still have a seat. Well, she'll just grab the phone, have a seat, and close the door.
Mm.
And then phone Smokey.
While you do that, we're going to jump back to the table really quick. Maddie, seeing Jules go into the back with Jackson, is going to take the opportunity to make his way back over to the table to you guys. And he's going to not sit down, but make sure he has your attention before speaking. And once one of you acknowledges him, he'll quickly add in, "It's not in there, but that missing girl, kitten, whatever, she showed back up. Pete saw her dead, though."
Out of character, Toast, do you know who this person is?
Pete did mention her briefly, that he
Is
ran
this the
into
girl?
into
is this
somebody
the girl who was
and she had
tracking?
died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you mean she showed back up?
She's working
Like
the
you
beat
did.
again. She showed back up. But like Pete said, he found her all bloodied and dead under some trash bags in an alleyway. She showed back up.
Well, where do you see her? Maybe we should go and speak to her.
No, he hadn't seen her again since, but she was down, closer to the waterfront, the southeast side. Not quite the convent. Convent's where they took me in and patched me up, but
Right. Well, I'll go and find her then.
She was dead and now is back, or
he
was
nods.
back and is now dead? Okay.
No, she.
Well, let's go find her.
But we had a plan.
Oh, sorry.
I want to make sure you knew that, and he said that symbol, and he like points to the napkin. He said that has been in the city for a while, but it's not like the feds don't know what it is.
Okay. Can we keep the napkin?
Yeah,
We are keeping the napkin.
it's a napkin. I just made a doodle on it.
It's our napkin now.
Can you make a couple more?
You want me to make some doodles?
That doodle. I want you to repeat that doodle on a couple more napkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And while Jules is now seated dialing the number, Maddie's gonna go back over to the counter, grab a couple more napkins and a pen, come back over and make the doodle for you guys, so each of you has one, including Jules for when she gets back.
Jules' doodle better be pristine.
This is as good as it's gonna get. Don't worry, you won't get the one where the pen accidentally went through the napkin.
Oh, that's for Peter.
Each of them, though, is more or less identical. Of course, some slight variation in being recreated, but it's always a spiral with points radiating outwards or thorns radiating outwards towards the edge. If feds do know what it is, they're kind of keeping it tight-lipped right now. Mr. Tong also said to keep an eye out just in case, because some of them are around here watching the quarter. They look like average people or business individuals, and they seem to kind of have a little more information than they should have. They're only really looking at night. Okay. Yep. Excuse me. I want to be back when the lady gets back. Pretty but scary. And he puts down the pen on the countertop and thanks Jackson and leaves. He's gonna leave the file with you too.
Okay.
Jules, jumping back to you really quick. The phone rings 3 times, and then you catch a gravelly, familiar voice on the other end. Smokey's Meat Services, what can I do for you?
Hey, Smokey. How's it going?
Well, business is booming as usual. How you doing?
Not too bad. Out of character, why am I calling him again? to
Yeah, to get a message to the gardener. These disappearances, is this part of the Sabbat's ploy that we're investigating? Are we basically investigating our own, or are they as misguided us?
she'll relay that, but in better terms.
Inventory.
Yeah. Inventory. Yeah. Yeah, we just want to get a message to our gardener about this and make sure that we're not tending to weeds that are our weeds instead of other weeds. Does that make sense, Smokey?
I think I understand what you're saying. There's been a lot of missing equipment lately.
Tulips. Yeah, tulips.
Yeah, tulips.
Yeah,
don't know why we're talking about. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
No, I can tell you right now. I do most of the shipments myself since I drive the meat wagon.
Gotcha.
I haven't had a shipment since your last one.
Okay, which was us.
Yeah,
Okay.
your personal shipment.
Yeah, okay. Our personal shipment, yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I could offer some information.
would you like to meet us, Smokey?
Well, you know the gardening business is really my side business. My heart is in smoked meats.
Well, I got a carton of Lucky Strikes in it for you.
I think I can clear some time to at least meet, see what else you got.
Um, she'll stand up and poke her head out the door. Hey, when are we open?
Now?
No.
How about now?
Alright, you remember that place that you had to walk to?
I'm sure she does.
It's a decent walk from where you currently are, but with your vehicles now, not long.
Yeah, we can do that. Say, how much? How long of a walk is it? Like maybe 30 minutes or something?
Given your newfound prowess, probably 30-45 minutes, but it's like swapping over maps for you really quick.
All right. I was about to say, well, if we're driving, then it's not going to take long, but on foot, it would take longer.
Yeah, driving, you'll knock it out in no time. So you're over here. Let me move you really quick to the downtown map. So you're roughly over here near Canal.
Mm-hmm.
So purple and orange were the cafe and the Salvation Armory, roughly. Up here is where you met Smokey for the first time, near North Roman and La Harpe. So on foot, it would actually probably be closer to an hour, given the how far apart it actually is. With the vehicle, probably 10-20 minutes avoiding traffic.
About in 30 minutes.
I'll meet you at the office.
Oh, the office? Okay. We'll come meet you there. By the way, do you know a Mildred?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Um,
one of Meek's test runs.
I got you. I want to talk to you about it a little bit more in person if you don't mind.
Of course.
Ah, thank you. And I'll make sure to get your carton of cigarettes ready for you.
I look forward to it. You know, hard to quit bad habits and all.
Oh, of course. You and me both. But hey, it's not like it's going to kill us anymore.
Ain't look like it can look much worse anyway.
All right. Bye, Smokey. See you in a bit.
Bye, doll. And he hangs up.
Eventually, I'll hang up the phone. Well, so we're meeting him at the meats place.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
The
She'll
meat
relay
market,
that.
essentially.
Yeah, the meat market instead of that other place.
Okay. Are we taking the dog's van or your car?
We can take my car. I need to make a pit stop and get the carton of cigarettes, of smokes.
Cool.
So
No worries.
I
I
was-
need to be back here for about 2 a.m.
okay.
in the city. Okay.
So let's pile up in my car. Doc, you want to drive?
No, thank you.
Okay, I'll
I'll
drive.
drive. Oh, okay.
Okay. She'll throw you the keys.
Cool.
Alright, and off you speed into the evening. You make very quick work of traffic. It's not particularly heavy, especially with the lack of tourism these evenings. And I will say this, as you move through the streets, you notice that people are not necessarily as carefree as they typically are here. It's becoming a little bit tense, which is surprising considering the amount of...
You know, this is going to make it harder to hunt.
Yeah.
Oh yes, each of you has already felt that strain. Except for perhaps Frank.
Nope. Grab, you're coming with me.
Frank has also, your workshop is on one of the up and coming neighborhoods that's kind of building out at this point. You're not necessarily in a built up part of New Orleans right now. It's still relatively easy for you to grab people out that way. You pull up. The area is mostly empty at this point. A few lingering individuals at stalls which are closing. You can tell that they might have had a later evening market here tonight.
I'm sorry you cut out, so I didn't get all of that.
Okay,
This
what was
was-
the last part you heard?
That we made short time through traffic.
Oop.
Yeah, I've
I
lost
have-
feed as well.
I have feed
And
cutting out now.
Are we at the store now, so I can go get the smokes?
Yes,
Discord's
Okay.
having a problem tonight, I think.
I believe
Yeah.
so. So
So,
you're able to make your stop at a store along the way and grab the smokes. Oh, let's give her a
Okay,
moment.
she wants to get 4 cartons of cigarettes. So
Ooh, big spender. All right.
yeah,
Jules, with your resources, you have absolutely no issue doing that. For most people, it'd be a pretty penny in the market, but you're easily covered.
okay.
Alright. After making your stop at the corner store on North Rampart, you finish your drive over to La Harpe. Pull up to the marketplace. It's relatively empty at this point in the night. There are a few lingering stalls closing. It's around 10, roughly 11 by the time you get there, after your early conversation at the cafe. Did you catch that, V? I know you were having a pause moment.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any of that. That are we at the meat market yet?
Yes.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay.
I will pull up outside the office. Lost feed
That's
again.
something I
It's
need.
the office is the deli where you were
Alright,
first introduced.
okay. I'll pull up outside the front of the deli. Park the car.
Okay.
I put it in chat for you just in case, so you know what was being said.
All right. All right. So
Cool.
it's around 11. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jules will get the keys from Frank.
Hank.
Yeah, Hank, and then go to where the meats are.
The front door is open.
I'll go in first, open the door for Jules, and let her step in after me.
I'll wait until the other two have gone in and I'll go in last.
I guess I'll go in before Frank then.
Yeah.
As the door shuts in my face.
No. No, I'll wait for both of you to go in first and then I'll go in
Oh,
last.
do that to you, Doc. You're the boss.
Stepping inside, you notice that there is a gentleman behind the counter. Dark, tight curls underneath a hairnet, a butcher's apron on, tan skin, a warm smile, warm brown eyes, and his gaze clocks each of you. He nods and he kind of tilts his head towards the divider for the back room where you originally followed Smokey into. You can tell he's currently working on closing up shop for the evening.
Hey, hey, hey!
Walking into the back room, you get that cooler degree air change because you know that the actual meat locker is nearby. This is the closed shipping dock right now. Smokey's leaning on one of the rails and he waves you on over, his usual attire still adorned. Hey, beautiful. How you doing?
I'm alright, thanks.
Smokey!
Oh,
I mean, you're pretty good looking too.
Yeah, don't cut yourself down, big fella.
So you got the smokes? You got the smokes, I got the time.
I do. She'll give him a carton of cigarettes, the Lucky Strikes. He can clearly see that she has 3 more with her.
He raises a brow at them and then motions you to follow him. He takes you to a room off to the right, opens it. It's for all of you filing in, it's going to be a little bit cramped, but it's an office space. He offers for Jules to have a seat first. And he seems like he's probably going to stand.
She'll take a seat.
There are 2 other chairs in there.
I'll stand.
Yeah, I'll stand up as well.
I'll take a seat.
Well, if you gentlemen aren't going to use it, I will. And he helps himself to one. Okay. So the deli is open. How can I help you?
Well, I guess I'll start.
Go for it.
We need to get a message to the gardener.
Okay.
Specifically, you may know though if there are any other shovelhead opportunities going on in the city at the moment.
No, last set. The only person who survived out of last set was Peter.
Okay.
And then it was you. As far as I know.
So it is unlikely that they are the cause of the missing people. Therefore, we probably don't need to get a message to the gardener anymore.
I mean, he's gonna shrug. I don't know what they did before. You know, they kind of got themselves dusted, but could be some of their runoff. I don't think it is. I might know a little more about it.
Smokey, there's no other factions within the Sabbat creating shovelheads that maybe the gardener is or isn't aware of, but they've got their own people transporting them back and forward to another location.
You were onto something at the start there, but no.
Go on.
There are other factions here.
Right.
There are other
Have any of you
factions
got
in the
big
Sabbat,
claws?
but not.
Sorry,
Any of
again.
them got big claws?
Yeah, some of them.
So there are other factions in play, but not Sabbat.
Well, I mean, Gardner's kind of got a chokehold on New Orleans right now for Sabbat, and
Okay.
they're
You've been
more.
around a while.
Hmm?
You've been around a while, Smokey, right?
Not as long as Meeks has, but yeah.
Could we ask your expertise in something? Your opinion.
Well, my opinion's free. My advice might cost. Got a
That's fine.
business. Yep.
I'll hand him the file.
He's going to flip on the light at the desk and tilt it so it actually illuminates the file for him and start looking through it. Do you have one of the napkins in there?
I do.
He quickly flicks it out of the folder and across the desk, and he's going to go back to looking at what's in the folder. Sloppy work.
Yeah.
People just wanting some recognition, maybe. Definitely making it to where it's pretty obvious what's going on some of these. Like, he points to the one that's missing some of the organs. He's like, that's probably somebody that's got to eat those. Because the blood's missing, right? See your nose.
Mhm.
This one's obvious. It's got bite marks. And no other injuries. This one, he starts, like, tilting the image around a few times. He takes it out and lays them onto the top of the desk. So where you see the various body parts. And he just doesn't look like an accident. You know? Like, nothing industrial would do that, really.
What do you know about the napkin?
He looks at the napkin and he turns his attention back to the file. I know your missing people are turning back up. Not all of them like this.
That's my concern. It's only us that turn back up again, isn't it? So who's turning them?
Yeah. Well, I think some of them are ghouls. I think some of them are... He's gonna look at your group. Fresh.
Yeah. But if the gardener's got a chokehold on New Orleans and the Camarilla don't do this shit, then who's doing it?
Well, Camarilla's got enemies. Sabbat's a
But
headache for the Camarilla. Camarilla thinks that they're fine here. But Camarilla has enemies. More importantly, and he's gonna lower his voice, more importantly, the prince might be a little paranoid about one of them. And he's gonna look over at Jules and kind of side-eye one of the cartons of cigarettes.
I think we've lost V completely at the moment.
I'm going in and out. I don't know what's
Sorry.
going on.
Can you hear me currently?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Smokey is making illusions that he would like another carton of cigarettes for more information.
Jules will smile and pass him the carton of cigarettes.
He beams at you, which is fairly disturbing sight, given his malformations as a Nosferatu. It sets it on his other carton. Thank you. I like doing business with you. Okay.
Chill.
What's on your napkin is related. We've seen it around the city a few times. It's not a clan, but a clan uses them. That's one of those guru. He like scrunches his face trying to enunciate it properly. Guru folk.
We were told about them by the gardener, right?
To a degree.
I believe so.
Very roughly.
The guru.
The Smokey made allusions to the Lugaru myth when he was taking you up there to the garden.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They don't fall in line with the rest of them that are like them. I don't really know too much. I know that they are those things. Oop, we lost our V. Welcome back.
Thank you. Hopefully that helps.
So what I can tell you is I don't know what happened to them to
And it
make them.
did.
Damn. I don't know what happened to them to make them want to work with us, but they do. But they work with the us that like to cause a little bit too much chaos. City's good for business. Camarilla, Sabbat, it's a city. It's good for business. Some of the clan on the outer edge is preying on that.
Do you know where we could potentially find one of these guru?
I don't think you find one of those. I think you want to find one of the clan, personally. I would rather fight someone of the clan than I would want to touch one of those.
I don't know, Smokey. Sounds like something of a challenge.
Look, I can get you information on both, but it's gonna take a few nights for the other one. I can tell you right away where you might find a couple of people of interest that also my information lines might know a little bit more about than what you gathered so far, because you're working with people and I'm working with us.
Well, let's start with what you have for now, and pay you to look into it, and do the other for now. We'll get back with you in a couple days.
Let me be upfront with you. We're working for the same team, but this is my business. And I don't just mean like, I mean like this is what I do for until I'm no longer. This is business for me. I'm gonna need a trade at some point. I'm not asking for you for favors or any shit like that, but like an exchange of some kind.
So what would you want?
Gotta figure it out. I'm pretty set right now.
Okay.
Just letting you know, like, funds are good. I like smokes. I don't mind setting up a meeting if you bring me a carton of smokes every time. I won't clear the deck for you, but I'll set up a meeting for you. Besides, I like your group. We're doing pretty well. And the gardeners
Would you
there
be
seem very
interested
reputable.
in any information on Martin, Mr. Meeks?
That's a catfish I don't want to noodle.
Fair enough.
Not only have I seen the teeth in his mouth, I have seen what he does to others. It's the reason why he got picked to succeed his sire here in the city when his sire decided to retire. That's not really something you hear for us very often.
All right.
You have to go and talk to this clan member.
It's not a recognized clan in the city.
Yeah, I'm a bit lost. What clan is this?
They're kind of weird. They follow some offshoot religion, from what I know. They're usually like Clan of the Snake. Something like that.
Snakes?
Yeah. Supposedly some of them can do stuff similar to Gangrel, but they turn into like
Quite of a
snakes.
snake? That's weird. They turn into snakes? So we got shit dogs, and now we have shit snakes.
Maybe it's different type of snake.
Yeah, what kind of snake?
I don't know, boa? Cobra?
I know in some of the old books, we were called the dragons. It's not like my clan, right?
No.
Wait, can you turn into a dragon?
What can I turn into? I want to turn into something. What can I turn into?
A largemouth bass of the Mississippi.
Yeah, it's pretty successful impersonation so far.
good at that.
I mean, Smokey's gonna look at you, Frank. I don't know what you can turn into, bud. But you get your hands on some of that blood and you work on it, maybe you can.
What?
He says,
Oh.
"You
You ain't
shit
been taught
dog's
about
blood, you might
swapping.
be able to get there." Yeah.
Yeah. We've been
Yeah, he knows
swapping.
it.
Yeah.
Jeez. Have you been doing your rituals?
We have one coming up.
So that's a no.
Huh?
We have one coming up.
So you've
We were
been
told to do one
swapping?
every month.
You've been swapping and you haven't been doing the ritual.
We were never told that was not allowed.
We've got to do it once a month, right?
Okay, so like once a month.
We haven't been here a month yet, have we?
Nope. 3 weeks.
Okay, so look, like once a month is what they usually do. If you're swapping, you want to do it probably like weekly or the day after. Because like swapping typically forms the pesky bond thing. And your ritual over there kind of.
We'll get right on it.
I'm down to do it more.
Yeah, I mean, once a week sounds nice.
Ah,
Maybe twice a week. Yeah,
2 or
twice
3
a week.
maybe times.
Once a week.
Great.
Once a week.
I feel like Frank is having a flashback to how nice that was. Okay. Clan of the Snake. Set. Followers of Set.
Like mummies and shit.
Like mummies and
Oh,
shit.
that was a dog.
Yeah, I thought it was a dog. Okay, this is okay.
I don't. Mummies, what?
He's gonna stop and look at all of you. I just know they're followers of Set. I don't know how they went from dog to snake, but they are snake. What do I look
Great.
like? The library? You think I know history? I know people. I know the city. I know gossip.
What's
You
the
know
latest gossip about them then?
Ooh, now that's the right question. That
Yeah.
is the question, isn't it?
And she'll hold up another pack of smokes and shake it at him.
Oh, he will happily accept and put it on his steadily rising tower of smoke boxes next to him. Okay. He leans back in the chair and kicks his feet up on the desk. So what do we know about the followers of Set? We know that they are really good at manipulating people. They make it their business to free you of your inhibitions.
Yeah.
They're really good at talking to you. They're really good at getting you to listen to that little voice no longer in your head. Like, I probably shouldn't try that, or I was raised against doing this. They wipe that out.
Okay.
They got the work cut out with me then.
Yeah. Usually they're drug pushers. That's how they got their in the city.
Oh, I don't do that.
Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's the easiest thing to tempt the living with. Okay? With us, they prey on our other things. They prey on our desire to feed. They prey on our desire to hurt. They prey on the beast within us. And manipulating us to give in to those things.
What, they can provide that stuff?
Like what?
Well, when they prey on it, do they provide it as well?
I mean, probably to a degree. I don't really mess with them too much.
Maybe we should go and have a chat with these boys.
That was the plan. Now,
Yeah, I see you. Welcome back.
It sounds good to me.
Okay.
How big is their operation? Do you know, in the drug business?
I think they actually have encroached on some of your people.
Mm.
So what they do is not only their own business, right? They get into other people's business. So that's where they specialize. Like they'll sneak into the city, not necessarily literal sneak into the city. They will plant themselves or people who are sympathetic where they've turned to their side in places in the city. Like I'm pretty sure we have a few of them already. I know the two guys you're looking for, he points at Hank, are them.
Haha. Right. Cool.
Do you know where we can find them?
I don't know that, but I did find out that they are followers of Set.
Now, do you know why they're enemies of the prince?
The previous prince was paranoid about them and trying to push them out, and the current prince thinks that they did in the previous.
Oh. So if we go and have a chat with these boys, maybe we can. How many of them are there?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know full numbers because I don't know how many they've been turning recently. But what I was able to pin down, there's like 3 or 4 guards at any given time from their hangout, and their leading lady, as far as I know. Try not to do too much business with them.
So we could just go and like kick their doors in and have a chat with them, right?
Potentially, yes.
And the prince ain't going to be upset if we kind of knock them off a bit.
Nope.
Well, he would like to speak to those responsible,
Yeah.
Why don't-
but the rest of them.
Yeah, why don't we take out the 4 guards and the leading lady, as Smokey puts it, we take back to the prince.
Or we keep one of the guards.
Yeah.
And we eat the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we take
okay.
the leading lady back to the prince.
He's gonna stop and look at, just look and listen at your group, and you can tell, like, he seems more amused than anything, but he doesn't say anything. There's clearly something there, though.
Right. I'm down. Let's do it.
So, your guru friends help kind of protect that spot.
Ah, right, okay.
Even better.
Yeah, no.
Have you ever seen one up close?
Least pleasant night of my life so far.
So you've never tried some Lagru blood before?
It took me 3 nights to grow back my arm.
Oh, okay.
We'll save you some, Smokey.
So-
That was just because I said no to doing business with them.
Oh, so they're a little temperamental. Okay.
We know someone like that.
The word is that there's also a few of the Samedi in town.
The what?
Samedi? It's another clan. They usually the Voudon.
So we got
Frank's friends.
voodoo people?
How many
We met
clans
one,
are
right?
there?
Well, you can thank the prince for it, okay? And his predecessor, and their like vision of utopia.
Oh,
God, I'm going to
God.
start my own clan. Seems like everyone else is doing it.
Look, a clan happens when you bite somebody and then they turn not quite right, and then that just kind of sticks for anybody else they bite. That's what qualifies a clan.
So when you muck up, you make your own clan. Right,
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
Seems simple enough. Let's make some and then have Doc here, like, do some shit to them, and then they're, like, looking different, and then we can have, some new clan.
Clan Nola.
Yeah, Clan Nola. I like the sound of that. What do y'all think?
Just
I
want to
think
eat
bursting
people.
in there is going to be really dangerous.
I think we
we're
worry
gonna have
about that
to be a
later
bit
down the
careful.
road.
I can get you some better information you could start with tonight.
Okay.
Jules.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do you the disservice of saying that we're friends. But I do like you. And you do understand business. So I'm
I
gonna do you
do.
a solid about your business.
Okay.
It's nobody close to you. It's some of your low-level pushers.
Oh.
A couple of them have been ghouled, from what I understand, by the Setites. I think that's what they call themselves. And
Okay.
they're working in the French Quarter and they're working on the fringes and they're doing their usual spots. They're not skimming, but they're telling all the information to them. And you got, I think, at least one younger one running around somewhere down there.
You have a name or a description?
Got both. If you look at that last carton.
With this last carton, I was also an introduction to a fellow Nosferatu who I asked about on the phone.
Oh. Hmm. See.
How much is a carton?
I can get you another one. It's not a problem. So, eventually, put it down, hand it to him.
It's like 250. 3. Worst day.
God, that's a nice work.
Is that man
Thanks.
outside your ghoul?
Yeah.
I'll give him $10.
Okay. Yeah. Right, Frank. Frank makes 250 an hour at best.
I mean, he might. He really isn't sure about taking that job on.
But this puts it into perspective for you.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I know how much money is now.
um. All right. Fine. Thank you, Jules. Jules, I can set up a meeting for you. I'll drop a couple crumbs and get them headed your way. Keep my name out of
Excellent.
it. I don't want to
Okay.
be involved in anything with Meeks if I can avoid it.
Do you want to know why I want the meeting?
No, less I know about that, the better.
Okay.
I trust you, if we're gonna be business partners, to let me know what I need to know and leave out anything I don't.
Okay. That sounds good.
As for your name for this evening, the young Setite you're looking for, he is a slightly muscular young man. He's been bouncing back and forth between serving as a guard out Shalmet's way into the city, where he's been checking on the ghouls. He goes by Raymond Hayes. It's about Frank's height. I wouldn't say nearly as muscular, but he definitely has a build. Decent face. I don't really know what else to tell you. Tan, usually in jeans and some kind of t-shirt. Not very formal, not very business. Scraggly blonde hair. Looks to be in about his, I would say, like young, young 20s, maybe mid.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Um, as for location, you're gonna have to head out of the French Quarter and towards that part that you were probably recommended not to enter. Chalmette's where they have their headquarters. You can probably catch him around St. Claude Avenue. So I'm gonna move you back to the main map real quick so you can see.
Okay.
So Esplanade, cutting over to St. Claude, is where he recommends. And that's where this light green square is. And that
Okay.
is the edge of the French Quarter for you, roughly. A little bit further to the east of it. And then if you go any further outside, he recommends trying to look around the Chalmette area, but avoid the Lucky Bayou Casino and avoid the Marina Hotel over there. It's called like an Inns and Suites of Chalmette or something, but avoid it. That's their headquarters. The Lucky Bayou, I think, is their official office, but they have the whole thing. It's literally the parking for the Inns and Suites doubles for the Lucky Bayou. It's a real podunk kind of setup.
Noted.
Anything else I can help you with? He points to you, Dr. Isaacs. You wanted a message to the gardener.
No, I don't believe it's necessary anymore.
You could send him my love.
Okay.
Yeah, send him all of our love.
I wouldn't say love.
Give him a hug. From
You
us.
know what? I think I'll just send him your love. I'm good. I'm good. Yep. Anything you want me to know? Anything you want to offer up in the meantime?
I think you're great, Smokey.
Thank you, Frank.
Got a lot of time for you.
You need something, you let me know. If I need something, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Also, I heard from my little spiders and various other things in the city that you got to meet the prince, and we're told don't make messes in the city.
Yep.
Eat every
Yep,
one
yep,
of
yep.
those snakes you can find, and I don't care where they are.
You see? We can eat them.
But be careful. You eat them, you gotta fight them internally. You lose, they take you over.
Not worried.
It should be all gravy.
Well, we have a young Setite that we can go seek out and get our first
Taste.
course. Our appetizer.
Yeah. Jules says that she's cracking her knuckles. That way I can talk to him about my turf.
Ain't gonna be much talking though, is there?
No, there's not going to be that much. In between, they'll be talking.
We do want to ask him for information.
So much talking.
Don't worry, we'll let you hit them a couple of times. Just don't knock his head off first.
I want to bite him.
Oh,
You can
don't
bite
use
him.
it. Yeah,
Just
just
don't
don't
kill him
drain him. Yeah.
Too many rules.
Not rules. Also, there's others with him, then you can bite them, okay?
Yeah, they're free game.
Don't you worry about that. They're all gonna get a good biting.
Yeah. I think we're all going to be biting. Are you excited about biting people, biting snakes there, Doctor?
I
mean,
have some ideas.
Yeah, same. I'm looking forward. What about you, Hank?
Yeah, let's go bite some
Yeah.
snakes.
Yeah, let's go buy some snakes.
My hands are all itchy.
Well,
Well,
let's
we can
get
stand
to
here and
it.
talk about biting snakes for a bit longer.
You
Yeah.
want to know about the Samedi at all?
Sure. She'll
We bite
throw.
them too.
We'll throw out. Jules will throw. Hank, Frank the keys. I'm sorry, I keep getting all mixed up.
It's
So
okay.
They
It's
did
okay.
it on
It's okay.
purpose,
It's fine.
Jules. It's okay.
yeah, I know. So she'll not the insane one. She'll throw him the keys.
Thanks. Not the insane one. My
Yeah.
new title. I am not the insane one. Wow.
Hank,
That's
not the
pretty harsh,
insane.
Lucy.
Hank would know this information already, though, having been in the city. The Samedi do not typically make appearances in general. They have a very, very small number of them within the city. And to hear that some of them might be in line with Setites is a little bit of a surprise for Hank. It might not even be the ones that are acknowledged in the city. Hank, you know that 2 are acknowledged within the city. Smokey shares that there are at least 2 working with the Setites. Their appearances are probably going to be pretty gruesome. He doesn't think that they're particularly old, but the Samedi's and emotions to Frank. What happened and fucked up for them to be a clan? As they get older, more of them falls off. So
Okay.
So I have a question for you. Let's
Yeah.
say we bite them and we train them with diablerie. Do we catch that?
I don't think so. I haven't
Okay,
tried.
good to know. Okay, good to know.
I don't think so. I think that's I think if that's who turned you, that's your unfortunate lot. And he like motions to his face.
I gotcha.
But I think if you consume someone, whether you win or they win, it's your body. So
Okay.
I don't get the face thing.
I didn't always have these scars.
You should wear them with pride.
Oh, I'm fine with them now.
Good.
I just know how they affect others.
I think you're beautiful.
You can always give others scars.
Nah.
All right, Smokey, maybe you should come out with us.
But so Tremere got magic. Samedi got the voodoo. Like
What do you mean voodoo?
different kind of hocus pocus shit going on.
Like the plants.
Oh, can we make them teach us the voodoo?
I mean, they
Voodoo?
gotta share it with you, but they probably could.
What is it?
What?
What is it?
What do they do?
Yeah, what is this stuff?
Yeah.
Voodoo the voodoo.
Well, I know they
What?
can mess with shadows and things like that.
Oh, shadow.
Oh.
Depends on where they're from and what they're taught, I think. Some of them can empower themselves with blood. I think some of them probably have a way to heal each other.
Oh, I know what you can tell the gardener. Can you get the gardener to have somebody teach us blood magic?
I can ask. I can pass it on.
Okay.
Blood magic?
Yeah, don't you want to be a wizard like the Wizard of Oz?
No.
Okay. Well,
I'm more like the Tin Man.
who else here would like to learn some magic?
More like the straw man. No, I'm good, thanks.
I'm set. I
I'll punch him in the arm. Straw man. Or at least I'm not Toto.
Maybe later in life. That's a bit out of my wheelhouse at the moment.
Okay, well, let's put that on the back burner since I don't want to be the only one, and
Okay,
Yeah.
so the Samedi.
never mind that. Yeah.
Your Samedi issue. They can mess with shadows and make them do things, like hide themselves, see through them. I don't know fully what, but they mess with them. I know they can see kind of like you. Emotions to Frank. They can see weird stuff. The not exactly like you, but they see like I think ghosts.
What?
It's like you see stuff sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like what you do, but different. Like they see things, but they see actual ghosts where you might have a vision or something.
No, I see that.
Well, what I'm telling you is the ones they see can mess with stuff if you bring them over.
What do you mean bring him over?
He motions to the door. It's like you see the wall and you see the door, right? The wall is solid, can't really go through it very easily. That's not a challenge. You see the door. It's a weak point in the wall you can go through.
Yeah.
Some of what they can do is mess with stuff through that door that the rest of us can't see.
Can they? Is it like a door? Can they come bring them through?
He holds up his hands. Look, I don't know exactly how it works. I know they can shackle them and manipulate them and have them do stuff to people, but I don't know exactly what they can do to you because I didn't ask to find out.
Well, we can do that.
Some of the clans, yeah, it's not common.
And they can do that, and I can talk to them about it.
Potentially, but you got somebody else who already can that you know.
Who?
Mr. Green. Hat
Who's
guy.
Mr. Green?
You call him Hat guy.
Oh, hat guy.
Yeah, you call him Hat guy.
Okay. Right. See, Smokey. This is why I really like you. You know all sorts of stuff.
It's my business.
All right. Let's go kill some people then.
Yeah. Hopefully, Mildred's just like you.
Hopefully not. I'll be out of a business.
Oh, okay. Maybe a little bit like you, okay?
Okay.
Maybe later on she can become your protege. I don't know. Do you know of her or do you know what she's like?
She was in her 50s when she got turned. She got turned about 20 years ago now. She's decently settled into the city. She usually skulks around some of the graveyards, mostly the ones that have like the above ground mausoleums. That's probably where she hangs out. I think that's where one of her havens is or something.
Okay. Do you think she could be turned to our side of things?
I feel like she's reasonable. And like you can use her even if you don't turn her to your side. Like just don't tell her what you do. Ask her
That's
what
true.
she feels like about it and then
Yeah, I wasn't gonna plan on saying, "Hey, we're like this," so
No, I wouldn't do you the disservice of thinking you would. No, I don't know her personally very well. I know she's been around a bit. I know she is one of Meek's childer. So, like, Meek turned her. I don't know how attached he is to his spawn, nuggets, whatever you want to call them.
Well, I definitely will use caution then, especially now that Meek's turned her.
But I also know that he has several, and he's kind of taken the approach his sire took, where it's finding the most outstanding protege to replace him one day. So, she falls on her own sword. She falls on her own sword, right?
That's right, but you know. Anyway, thank you so much. Enjoy the cigarettes, and let's go kill some people.
Best of luck. Keep safe. If you go out that way and you make it back, let me know how it went.
Yeah.
If we survive and kill a Lugaroo, we'll bring you back some blood. How about that?
If you're lucky.
Or meat. You like meat?
Or meat.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay. And he's gonna stand up and he's gonna open the door for you guys.
Jules offer him a hug.
He very much catches him off guard, but he'll
Oh, me too. Both of them at the same time.
like, you can tell he's like caught off guard by the offer of the hug from Jules, but he goes in for one of those one arm like polite hugs and then gets crushed to you by Frank as he hugs both of you. And he still has like one arm awkwardly outstretched holding the door open for everybody. Dr. Isaacs, Hank, I believe you're still there, aren't you?
Yep.
Both of you can just barely see the top of Smokey's head over the hug from Frank. Oh, thanks, big guy. I'm so sorry, miss. Give me just a moment.
I definitely feel the love in this room right now, and it's crushing me.
If you don't mind, I think I'm gonna pass on giving the gardener that one, but thank you both.
Don't worry, there's more hugs for you from me in the future.
He gives you a slightly awkward smile, not quite sure how to take that type of situation, but he nods. Yeah, no, good luck. I do wish you well. I'll check in with the gardener for you, especially on your request. See what can be done. And with that, he sees you out, but he doesn't step out into the deli area since it is still closing. The gentleman behind the counter nods to you as you leave, and then he'll move over towards the door because you notice no one else is in there and flip it to closed.
All right.
Jules has already thrown
Hank.
the key. Yeah, Hank the keys.
Cool. Hank will jump in and start a car. Are you happy for us, Jules, to take your car, your nice car, into this area, or do you want us to swing by and pick up the dog's van?
Hey,
Yeah,
my van's nice.
Let's go by and pick up the nice van, just in case we have to bring anyone in the van, if you know what I mean.
Frank
Ooh.
thinks
Go up
so,
there,
right?
dog.
You think it's a
What?
good van?
I
Right,
like
Frank?
the van. Yeah, it's a good van.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we can go get it though.
Or we could go and get Big Red.
It's
I've
been a
got
while
garage.
since you've got her out.
I got a garage for her now.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Who's gonna ride where in Big Red?
Big Red looks at 4, yeah?
Comfortably, yes.
I think
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll
Yeah,
still
okay.
jump in Big Red.
okay.
So I've moved you back
Mhm.
to the smaller condensed map for the majority of the French Quarter and a little bit beyond. The location that Smokey pointed out to you, you notice is actually particularly close to his current place of operation. Between Esplanade Avenue and St. Claude, it actually intersects a couple of city blocks over from where you currently are.
Cool.
So you can go grab Big Red and come back to this area probably about 45 minutes to an hour. It's pushing 12:30 a.m. at this point. And you start cruising.
Cool.
Give me a wit awareness or intelligence investigation. Your choices. Difficulty
That's not a
2.
choice.
It is a choice.
It's not.
You have options.
It's
You
the
know which
illusion
one
of
you'll pick.
choice, but it's not actually a choice.
For all of us, or just for
For all of you.
Right. all of us? Okay.
I imagine
Well-
that all of you are probably keeping an eye out for this individual. Are you adding anything to it? I noticed you rolled a rouse check.
Yeah, it's gonna rouse the blood for it.
Okay. Go ahead and add an additional roll onto it then.
Alright. Yay!
Very
We're at a
nice.
2.
Jules, no one messes with your family business and gets away with it, especially when they're not on the payroll already. Chugging
I
along.
imagine,
Oh, go ahead.
I like to imagine Jules' fighting urge to tell Romero.
Oh, absolutely. He's gonna hear about it this evening.
Oh, yeah, he definitely will.
But that might be one of the reasons why this individual wasn't caught yet. They're not skimming. They're sharing information, but they're not skimming. So they're performing their job. But it does give you a heads up that maybe you want to pay a little bit closer attention to your foot traffic and your footmen at this point. It's letting you see just how the game is played by others.
Mm-hmm. I got some out of character ideas of what she's gonna do. But...
Ooh, okay. I'm looking forward to it. Puttering around in Big Red, you slowly make your way across McShane and up Esplanade Ave. You notice that there aren't very many people out this evening. This isn't a particularly tourist-heavy portion of the area in general. This is more housing and a few stores here and there. And ducking in, you notice that there are a couple people hiding in alleyways as you pass by. Jules, you can tell this kind of behavior is probably individuals making sales or trades. You don't recognize anyone, but then again, these are probably laymen, not people you would really involve yourself with, not ones that you would have hired directly, given your status within the business. After
A
about...
lot of
Oh,
amateurs, just low-level people.
mm-hmm. After about 10 minutes of browsing the local area, you notice a familiar outline. He's standing partially in an alleyway, talking with someone else, and they seem to be exchanging items between hands. There's a bag and some money being passed back and forth.
2-for-1 special.
He notices the sound of Big Red coming by, because she's got a hearty, healthy chug to her. And the moment he... Let me see if he actually notices Jules really quick, though. I'll determine how this goes.
Okay. As I say, Jules would suggest let's go buy some drugs from him.
Browse. Oh yeah, he clocks Jules the moment your eyes meet. He bolts.
Who's driving?
Me.
Yeah, Frank would be driving if
Big
it's
Red.
Big Red.
Just oh, never mind. He has to be able to hear the command. Never mind. Because I was about to say if their eyes lock, then Jules would mesmerize them, but
Oh yeah,
he
their
can't
eyes
hear.
lock, but he's probably a good 30 feet into the alleyway off of the street from where you are, and you clock each other immediately, and it seems like he's known that he might be monitored or something, or at least he knows that if he recognizes you, he needs to go.
Toasty, I'm going to jump out the cab and go after him.
All right. Do you have
Same with
anything...
Jules.
Oh boy.
What?
Let's get this underway.
No, it's not Chris doing that. That's no, it's fine. Chris is perfectly happy with doing whatever you want to do. Frank is annoyed that you've gone off without him.
Well, what are you waiting for, big fella?
I've got to stop.
So
I'll handle
I'm
it.
out and chasing him down.
Same with Jules.
What was that, Dr. Isaacs?
I said, "What are you waiting for, big fella? I'll stop the truck."
All right, I'll just go out then. I'll just open the door and drop out the truck and go after him. Big Red will keep rolling down the hill, down the road.
It's like, oh, grab at the wheel and shoot
Slide over.
Big smile on his face as he's running after Hank. Wait for me!
Do any of the three of you have something you could add to your movement?
Well, I've got blink, which I was going to do if I can get within 50 meters of him.
Oh yeah, you're easily able to. You just have to get sight on him because he was already so close. But I imagine Jules and Frank are both quickly trying to gain.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other dude that he was selling drugs to, do we run past him on the way down the alley?
Yeah, he's kind of standing there really confused.
I'm grabbing him.
Yeah.
I'm dragging him with me.
He's holding like a bag of drug paraphernalia in one hand, and you grab him, I imagine, by like the scruff of his shirt or something, and you easily lift him off the ground. He's a twig in comparison. He's like, "Whoa, man, what's going on?"
This is going to be a real rough night for you, son.
I'm so sorry. I told my mom we quit, and I'll quit, and I'd like, you could give her money back. I didn't mean it. Like, here. And he like tries to hand the drugs to you as you're running with him down the alleyway. Look, I'll never do it again.
As Jules is running, if he's trying to give the drugs to him, she'll say, "Yeah, make sure to hold on to those drugs because I kind of need to, have a drink and that will help." So yeah.
He swings his arm out from in front of Frank and tries to hand them to you instead, Jules. Then when you show interest in them, he's like, "Just let me go, man. I don't want any of this. I'm so sorry."
She'll take the drugs, but she's still running, and she's trying to like put them into her jacket. What drugs are they? Like, out of curiosity.
You have a small, probably like 3-4 ounces of weed, and then at least a dime of coke.
Oh, this is gonna be a good night. As she keeps running, I like the picture that she's running and she's like looking in, and she's like, "Oh," it lightens her mood, and she like sticks into her like jacket and everything as she keeps running. Do we need to roll anything?
Yes, give me just a moment. So let me jump back really quick to Hank. Hank, you were the first one out and you bolted after him.
Mm-hmm.
He's weaving around the corners, making it difficult for you to actually be able to blink to him at this point. Okay. He hits a straightaway that he can't avoid, and you're easily able to snap to him. So they're probably 3 or 4 streets behind you at this point.
Okay, so it's a rouse check.
Yes.
And then I can move up to 50 meters and still perform an action. Oh, hunger is now 3. Not for long. So
So
I'm just gonna
Jules,
get slightly ahead of him when I blink, yeah, and then my action is to turn around and punch him in the stomach
As it's running towards you.
as he's running towards me. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's a dick move. I love it.
That's absolutely amazing, and I finally get to roll dice. Okay. Jules, Frank, and this poor unfortunate soul that is being tagged along for the event seems probably maybe in his late teens, early 20s at best. Round the corner to see this interaction between Hank and Raymond. Dr. Isaacs, you've managed to slip into the driver's seat and after a little bit of wibble wobble, quickly pull Big Red over to the side and park without issue, if that's
I
your
have to
intent.
reach my foot down there to hit the brake. How
Yep.
far back the seat is? Yep.
Oh yeah. You look like a little kid driving his dad's car for the first time.
Yeah.
Popping over. Give me a strength brawl roll. And make sure to include any bonuses if you have a focus in it. Or if you want to rouse the blood and apply your bonus to your
Yeah, I think
strength
the
for the scene.
specialty in brawl is grapple, so I'm not going to use that because I'm not grappling. I'm just going to punch him in the stomach as hard as I can.
Okay.
I have 3 successes.
Alright, and he's going to try and dodge. He does not have time to technically rouse the blood. He's having to be reactionary. So. So you manage to blink directly in front of him and you make contact with his stomach, but you don't necessarily do any damage just yet. But you catch him unawares and his feet come up off the ground and he lifts into the air slightly and then drops back down on them, but he catches himself and seems ready.
Cool, okay.
Jules, Frank.
I'm running at him. Full pelt. If I can get to him, I'm going to do a thing, but I imagine it's going to take me a little time to get close that distance because I can't teleport.
Got it.
And I'm dragging this guy with me, and he's going to have a bad day.
I definitely want to activate some fortitude powers. I'm trying to look at what I would need to do. Toughness and define bane and shatter, I think.
Shatter was the one that turns it around on them, correct?
Correct. And also, I don't know if I can do the same thing with prowess from pain.
I don't think that one turns it back around.
No, that's the one that makes me take a hit and then injuries and impairments not only fuel the powers.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotcha. So I think I need to do so it's 2 rouse checks, I think, to activate toughness and then shatter.
Yes.
Okay. Succeed it. And succeed it.
Ow.
And then if you want me to go ahead and do it from prowess from pain to get it prepared,
Please.
let me know. Okay. Oh!
Jules
All right.
is on
Nice,
top of
straight
it
away.
tonight.
Yep.
He's on fire.
Now watch the next one to be like, a bestial fell, and then
That's even better.
oh yeah,
Nice. Alright, so that's what you do as you're closing the distance. The two of you will make it to the scene when I get back to you next time, okay?
Okay.
Dr. Isaacs, what are you doing now? How do you proceed? You've parked.
I'll get out and make my way to them. I'll take my time. I'll let them have some fun.
Just leisurely, okay. It's going to take you probably 2 or 3, so 2 or 3 bouts before you get there.
Okay.
Alright. Hank. What would you like to do?
I am going to use my feral weapons, which is another rouse check. Oh, shit's getting bad. And then I'm going to try to hit him again.
That shit's getting good.
Oh, you're on 4? For
Yeah.
those listening, he is now on Hunger 4. Okay, so you're going to attempt to hit him, correct?
Yeah.
Please give me another strength brawl.
Eight successes, but it is a messy
messy critical. Oh, a gorgeous, glorious, messy critical. Let's see if this gentleman can do anything to save himself. So, he, realizing there is now combat, is going to rouse the blood. You're starting to get on equal hunger terms. And he's going to attempt to dodge once again. Let's see. And you can tell now that you're up close, he's much more of a lithe build. It seems like he might be as dexterous as he is strong, or maybe even slightly more dexterous than strong. But there's a little bit of vacancy, like it's taken a moment to register what's going on, compared to this seems to be an innate or natural response to you heading in. There's absolutely no way that he can dodge or even try to deflect your hit.
Okay.
How do you make contact? Describe it for us.
So again, so he's kind of hit him in the stomach and stopped him.
Mm-hmm.
This time he has extended his fingers into claws and is jabbing up into his stomach and up into his rib cage. Almost try to lift him up a little bit, make sure he isn't going anywhere until Frank catches up, but also to try to put him down on the ground as well.
And your claws let you do aggravated damage, correct?
No, not if he's kindred. It's
kindred.
just +2 damage.
Okay, just +2. Alright, so that would technically be 10 on your roll. Or did you include it in your dice?
I haven't rolled yet.
No. I'm using your brawl strength.
It's all of the damages are rolled into the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
So like your successes versus his attempt to dodge.
Right.
His
okay.
attempt to dodge anything would subtract from there, but if you have +2 on it, then you would get 2 to your successes essentially for determining damage.
So it would be like 10 successes for damage, yeah.
Yeah. Correct, Hale?
Yep.
Okay.
Prowess, Hale, does that help at all?
Yeah. Storyteller's discretion, you're using claws, so that's about unarmed attacks. If storyteller thinks that your claws count as unarmed attack, which I don't think is unreasonable because they're part of you.
No, I would count them as unarmed because they are natural.
Okay, so it's now that's another +2, so it's +4 dice to that, so that 8 becomes
12.
Do you want me to roll the dice, or is it?
No, this is natural. Yeah. Like this is because you took those benefits. It's added on.
Okay, so that's
They just
12,
don't roll into the dice to see what your successes are. It's just addition
Right,
to.
okay.
6. So you have 8, so plus 4, so 12. So he manages to take it back down basically to 8, at least. But it is superficial. But I will tell you right now, that is a good chunk.
And that's lethal, isn't it, Chris?
It is superficial damage.
Alright.
In V5, there is superficial damage and there is aggravated damage.
Ah, right, okay, fair enough.
And superficial damage on vampires is halved.
So he takes 4 superficial. And I will say that given his health, that's enough to do 1 aggravated. So like you've physically carved into him and actually can feel into his ribs a little bit.
Cool. Okay.
And he's going to let out a loud shout. Let's see. I don't think he's got anything he can really do outside of try and attack you back. And that's essentially what he's going to try and do. He's just going to try and turn this into a slugfest because that's all he's got left. You've caught him. It doesn't look like he has an escape avenue. 3. So he's going to turn around, same dice pool, and try to slug you.
Can I try to dodge if I've
Absolutely.
hit, or do I need to? Yeah.
I've been
What is that?
doing Dex Brawl.
Athletics? Dex Brawl.
You can do Dex Athletics though.
I'd rather do Dex Brawl. If that's okay. I don't think I've got any modifiers. Fleetless, add celerity to non-combat dex rolls.
This is combat. Yeah.
Oh, add celerity to non-combat dex rolls. Death athletics to defend from attacks.
Yeah.
Can I add my 3 celerity to dodge? Yeah.
Yes.
5 successes.
You managed to essentially sidestep the uppercut he was about to swing your way after you retrieve your hand from his stomach.
Okay.
And you can tell he's decently strong, but he's not keeping up with you.
Cool.
Alright. Frank and Jules, you have arrived on the scene.
Okay. As I'm moving forwards, I'm just going to let go of the scruff of this guy's neck and let him keep going. Hoping he's going to fall over.
Yeah.
But my plan is to leap onto this dude's back, wrap my arms around his arms and grapple him.
Okay.
And specifically with the intention of having my head around his neck area for next turn. Although if Phil gets there first, Phil gets there first. Or rather, Hank gets there first, Hank gets there first. It's more about tangling him up than anything else.
Alright, so give me a strength brawl because you're trying to grapple.
May I activate prowess?
You may.
I will make a rouse check, which I, of course, fail, putting me on hunger 3.
Hungry.
I don't care. And what am I doing? Strength plus brawl, right?
Yes.
I have grapple as a speciality thing, so I'm going to add that to my pool. That would be 5. Prowess, add your potence rating to... Okay, so this probably isn't going to do any damage, but does this count as adding it to feats of strength for the purpose of grappling?
Yes, I would allow that.
Okay. So I need to roll another 3 then. How do I do that one here? Like that. Just roll 3. Thank you. Just roll 3. That's another 1.
Okay, so 5 total.
5 total, yes.
Just double checking, make sure that's a 10. Yes, so that's the only on there. So yeah, that's a 10. It's 5. I don't think he's going to be able to beat that. So athletics, dexterity.
So part of my intention is to tangle him up so he can't fight back. And also to put him into a nice position for you to bite him next turn. Although if Hank gets there before me, Hank gets there before me.
He's not fully restricted, but you have a strong hold on him.
Okay.
Jules.
Jules wants to do a run and do a flying kick to his face.
So like he's being grappled, he's like going left and right, and you're going to launch yourself as one of the swings to one of the sides and just catch him in the head.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Roll it for me.
So strength and brawl, I guess.
Yeah, this would be strength brawl because you're not using a melee weapon.
All right, and I got a specialty in martial arts, so
Yep.
I'm gonna add that.
And you roused for something earlier in the night. What attribute did you put it on?
I think that's just if I start getting pain,
No,
from injuries.
You also did a rouse to add to a potence earlier in the night, like to add your.
Oh, that was toughness, shatter, and then prowess from pain.
Okay.
I think so. If he hits me back, I think I shatter his bone. I think it's like a reflex. Let me put this again.
It's
I'm
a
sorry.
rebound of essentially the kinetic force.
Right. And strength. Then my +1. I guess it's 2. 3 out of 2.
He's gonna have a negative on him to try and dodge because he's being grappled currently. So he doesn't get his usual dice pool.
I might end up kicking Frank or Hank.
Well, if you messed up, it'd probably be my face because it's right next to his.
No, you catch him, and you do 2 superficials. Sorry, you do 1 superficial because it's halved on him.
Right. Yeah.
But it's a solid hit, and you watch as his head snap from left to right abruptly as you sail past.
Do we need to talk to this guy?
I thought that was the.
That was the plan. Okay.
Yeah, but apparently that's not really working out. We're just gonna fuck him up.
You got about 6 seconds to talk, and then I'm eating.
Dr. Isaacs.
Stop talking.
What happened? What happened to the dude that was being read as he ran into the wall?
He gets dumped on his face, and then the moment Jules goes sailing past, just full motion, doesn't stop, lifts off the ground, perfectly sails through the air. He turns around and starts to run away, notices Dr. Isaac slowly making his way towards the group, and quickly, panicked, like a rodent, trapped in a corner, looks left and right and finds the first opening he can and squeezes into somebody's fenced backyard. And just starts trying to book it. Dr. Isaacs, you see the scene unfolding before you, about probably 100 feet ahead of you at this point.
I'll jog a little bit to catch up. Try to get there before Frank mutilates our prize.
Okay. Alright, you will close most of the distance. at this point in time. Then, I mean, you're obviously within hearing distance if you shout, or even.
If I see him start like opening his mouth and like getting ready, I'm going, ah.
Oh yeah, the teeth are coming down.
Oh yeah. I'm just imagining like Frank looking over his shoulder like, huh?
Not yet, Frank.
Hank, it is your turn.
So Frank has got what's his name? Raymond grappled.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Isaacs is telling him not to bite him to death, and Jules is flying through the air. Hank's gonna have a quick dart, grab Frank's secondary prize, and drag him back in because I don't want him getting away. He's probably seen a bit too much.
I don't know nothing. Let me go.
In fact, you know what? I'm not even gonna drag him back. I'm on hunger 4. Yeah. So I'm just gonna drag him, pull him off the fence, and then just probably just brutal feed him. To be honest.
The
That's
let
funny,
me go
that's
turns,
what I'm gonna do.
turns into a very like abrupt gurgle as his tears slowly subside and he stops struggling after a few seconds.
Cool. Can drain a human completely in a single turn. That's what I'm gonna do. Does that put me on hunger 0?
Puts you at hunger 0, you kill him.
Hope you clean up.
That's what we got the van for. Oh no, we've got a big red, haven't we?
It's got a bed in the back.
Yeah.
Just say no to drugs, kids.
Just cram him down a sewer like we did with the other one.
God.
Yeah. The end of my turn.
Alright. Frank,
Yep.
it's your turn. How are you handling the not yet.
I think I might be a little bit naughty.
Oh, so close. Your prey is right there.
I'm quite hungry,
Yeah.
so I think I might just bite him.
Yeah.
I'm really tempted to use brutal feed.
Do you need to talk to the guy?
I'm gonna bite him. I'm gonna feed normally.
Okay.
I'm not gonna use brutal. I'm gonna do some restraint. Right. I'm being naughty, but I'm not being as naughty as it could be.
What hunger are you on?
3.
Uh-huh.
Or alternatively, be really naughty. You tell me.
And what is your path?
Yeah. Well, I'm aiming for Path of Caine.
Uh-huh. You want to explain what I'm hinting at here to the audience?
Yeah, you kind of got a point, really. I can't really not, can I?
You could make a willpower roll.
I think I'm gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to because I am trying to be restrained.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I'm not going to do it.
You're not going to do it.
I've got no successes, so it makes no difference. I failed.
You.
Brutal feed it is then.
Can you brutal feed a vampire? It says
Yes.
drain a mortal.
Yeah. So the way it works with vampires is slightly different. There's a rata for it, but essentially you can, as far as I can tell, you can feed as you would do normally, and you can take your potence additional,
And then they take it as damage.
and they take it as damage, but it's superficial to vampires.
Not for long. He hasn't got very much superficial left.
Everyone sees Frank pause for a moment, make eye contact with Dr. Isaacs and very slowly, like, gently
Wait, he makes
go to
eye
bite.
contact?
I don't know. Do you truly make eye contact? I won't make that choice for you.
I kind of think I've got my back to them anyway, because like I imagined like he was running down the alleyway,
Yeah,
Hank
and
kind
Dr.
of
Isaacs is
teleported in
coming
front
up.
of him, and I've jumped on his back. So
Yeah.
like,
So there's
like you'll be
probably
able
the
to see his...
visible pause,
Yeah.
like the very like slow lean in, and then all of a sudden there's a snap with his head down. It's like there was restraint and now there's not. And you can see very visibly that Raymond is struggling. He's trying to kick, he's trying to flail, he's trying to pull Frank off of him.
Now is Frank facing Jules?
Jules is probably close by.
Yes.
Yeah, close enough
Yeah.
by. Yeah.
Yes.
Jules will. Hey, no, we need to talk to him, and then Jules will try to kick Frank in the head to get him to
Okay, I have an important question.
Okay.
How much hunger do I get back for feeding in the first place?
I would say you can get, because you don't fully sate. You go down to 1.
Okay.
But how much overflow, superficial, would he be taking?
Well, if effectively, right, my hunger was at 3, so if I'm effectively able to take 2 from him, you take the normal feed amount, and then you take you would start taking in additional damage. So effectively, be just 1 point of superficial over the top.
Okay.
Ordinarily, I could take up to 3. But if you're saying I don't get to complete it, it's effectively 1.
I will give you another willpower chance next turn.
Okay.
Let's put it that way, because I imagine that you are still in the process.
Okay.
Also, I see this as Jules following her path.
Yes. Yes, very much so.
I
Jules.
feel like our paths are kind of like clashing here for a second.
It's okay.
Yeah, the path of inner.
What is Jules doing to address this situation? I'm sorry.
It's the path of power, inner voice. She sees us as a failure, so she's not gonna, How does she? Oh, I'm sorry. One more time.
What is the action Jules is going to take?
She's gonna try to kick him in the head to get him
right.
off. Yeah, from like that. So let's see how this goes.
Does Frank try to dodge at all?
Absolutely not. He's far too busy.
Yeah, I like to imagine he's got his eyes closed and he's just starting to get into it.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be a rude fucking awakening.
I'm just imagining for some reason the frying pan bonk noise for this. Alright,
Yeah.
please roll it. This will be your brawl and strength.
I'm gonna rouse the blood as well.
Okay.
Oh, I'm at 3. We might all be eating each other tonight.
I am naming this session Everybody Was Kung Fu Biting.
I think it's perfect. Then also, this is my specialty in martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty 2, I guess. Oh,
That's
8
secret.
successes.
Oh, Frank, that is not pleasant.
That's gonna leave a mark.
It's gonna leave a shoe print right on your forehead where she kicked you.
Yep.
I can fix it. Don't worry.
That's gonna be 4,
It'll
right?
be painful though.
Yes, that will be 4, unless Jules has something that adds to damage.
I don't.
Okay, so yes,
Jules
it's 4.
does not.
4 superficial.
With your permission, Toasty, I would like to press the resist frenzy button now.
Yeah. Go for it.
Ah!
For all
Fucking-
those listening at home and
fucking
joining
awesome.
us,
Here we go.
here we go. It
was
has
always gonna
failed.
go this way.
Okay. So, I know, Hale, you understand that what frenzy truly means.
Mm-hmm.
As a long-term veteran of this system. I will
Yeah.
trust you to do it justice, but don't abuse it.
No, of course.
Okay. But also
So I
have
imagine
fun.
Frank will get thrown like with the force of that strike. Frank will be thrown off his quarry and probably hit the floor and roll. And when his roll completes, I imagine he'll come back up on all fours, and his head will snap up in the direction of Jules. Like there'll be a little kind of flash of his eyes. His teeth are down. Obviously, there's blood all around his face, and there'll be a pause, and like you can see him coiling, like he's getting ready to pounce, and then he'll go straight towards her, like full force. Not hands extended, but like fists extended, like he's going with the intention of going in full force.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Isaacs.
Yeah.
Hank is off to the side. He has a young, scraggly man grappled who has quickly lost his will, not necessarily to live, but to resist at this point, and is probably the last vestiges of life. Hank, you're wrapping up your brutal feed. You see this sudden interaction between Jules and Frank, and now the young man Raymond is free. You do recognize what is happening with Frank at this point, since you have had this talked about with your coterie before.
Okay.
Well, pack.
Toasty, can I make an action, or is it Dr. Isaac's turn?
I'd say it's Dr. Isaac's right now, and then it'll be yours. So it might be simultaneous.
Okay.
I'm going to the kid. They can fight it out. They're both big kids.
Okay. Raymond is trying to run. I will say that. So in that instance, Dr. Isaacs is probably giving them as much of a berth in the alley slash walkway that you have here and going after Raymond. What are you going to do, Hank?
So Hank can see Frank lunging at Jules, yeah?
Yeah.
And he's going to blink and then come back, and so he's hitting him before he gets to. He's just trying to knock him off balance before he connects with Jules, yeah?
Okay. Roll strength brawl, and if you have anything to add to it. Yep.
So don't fail the rouse check. Technically not a grapple, he's just trying to knock him aside.
It'd be a punch, it'd be a physical blow.
Yeah, so it's...
You just wouldn't add on any damage modifier since you're not trying to do damage yet.
So 4 successes.
Okay. Is
just
Frank...
want to divert him.
Is Frank gonna try and dodge?
If he's capable of doing so, yeah. I mean, his intention is to go for Jules, and his intention is to grab Jules and bite her because, like, you stop me from biting that one, I'm going to bite you. So he'll try to get out of the way, but he ain't going to roll enough to get that.
Okay, so I would say.
What's the roll?
Dex Athletics.
Yeah, he ain't going to do that. Oh, not bad. 3.
Very close.
Almost.
So you're almost able to redirect towards Jules, but Hank is just slightly faster, and he manages to clip your shoulder and knock you back. He doesn't send you flying, but he knocks you back a good couple of feet.
So Hank will again. He'll like as he comes to a stop. He'll drop down his hands on the floor, and he'll turn his attention towards Hank now. And hiss at him. And again, you'll see him coiling all of his muscles coiling, ready to pounce.
Dr. Isaacs.
I should mention, I'm really badly hurt.
Why?
Well, that did quite a lot of damage to me.
Oh, the kick. All right.
Yeah, the kick did quite a lot of damage to me.
You did it as superficial, though, correct?
Yeah, but I'm a glass cannon.
Okay.
I do a lot of damage and then fall over.
Oh no. Oh, buddy.
Hey, remember what happens to to stop frenzy? You either calm them down or you put them in torpor. So you know.
Yep. Dr. Isaacs, we're going back to you really quick because it's Raymond. You watch as Raymond crouches.
Can I call his name real quick?
Give me your choice, manipulation or charisma and persuasion. Because you're trying to get him to look at you, probably.
Yeah. Difficulty?
It's just going to be a roll off. You can put it at 2. He doesn't have nearly as many, so we're doing a resolve awareness to see if he can figure out what you're trying to do. He just misses. You can see him crouching, getting ready to what looks like jump, and he glances in your direction for a split second as you call his name.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with the mesmerize, or try to.
Okay.
There's my rouse check.
Everybody is so hungry. And mesmerize. It is manipulation dominate, so if you would roll that for me, please, versus their intelligence resolve.
May I spend willpower?
You may. You can reroll up to 3.
2.
Each dice is equal to 1
that's right,
willpower,
2.
right?
No, because there are hunger dice on the bottom. You can reroll 2 at the top. Hale's right. And yes, no, 1 willpower point lets you reroll the 2.
Okay.
He manages to resist. He's gonna kind of
Just listen to us.
He's gonna kind of smirk at you. So what? You could tear me apart more? Later, lady. I quit. I got a different boss. And he's going to leap over the fence nearby. Just clear coast over it and well into the yard beyond.
Did Jules get an attack or?
Yeah.
Well, depends, Jules. Are you focusing on Frank?
If Hank has it handled, because she knows that she's the object, she's gonna go after Home Skillet.
Raymond. Okay.
Yeah, Raymond.
He is. I would say close enough you could try and grapple him.
Am I close enough so I can try to take out a knee or something?
Kick him in the head.
Yeah, well,
It's really successful.
Yeah, I was just gonna kick him in the head. I'll just do that. I'll do the Liu Kang kick again.
All right, let's see it. Let's see your best Liu Kang impression.
All right, I'm arouse the blood. I hope I don't fail.
Really good at it.
You are really good at it. You're built for
Oh
it.
no! Well, he's about to be a dead fucker.
I will say this: he looks decently healthy compared to Frank right now.
It's just the look on him. Ben's face right now is just perfect.
He's method acting for Dr. Isaacs.
2, 1 for my martial arts specialization. Let's see how we go. Oh, 6.
Messy critical.
It's so messy critical. Alright, I'm gonna see.
Lost Toasty.
I'm here. I was laughing.
I think she's speechless. Yep.
Keep talking, I'll be right back.
Okay, he's going to attempt to, in his exit, dodge your attack. Because he's already he's made his choice to make his exit. He's going to try and make it so that he dodges while you go.
Okay.
He's actually able to just barely swoop under where you're kicking and then launch up. You just barely miss him.
Well, damn. Come back here, you little fucker.
Yeah, I think he literally has like one success over you.
Gotcha.
That's what he's like. Later, lady, I quit. I got a different boss.
Gotcha.
And you just hear laughter as he's running off down the other alley behind that fence.
Can I pursue on my next turn or no?
Yes, absolutely, you may.
Okay.
Speaking of, how will you scale the fence?
I guess the normal way, like climbing it as quickly as I can, and then like jumping.
Yeah.
If I can jump off the fence and grapple him, that'll be great. But,
Oh no, he did the leap.
Okay.
He did the leap.
Oh, okay, so he was doing the soaring leap.
Yes.
Okay. Sadly, she does not have that, so she has to like climb it and then.
Yeah, so he's got a decent head start on you. You wouldn't be able to actually attack him in melee again just yet.
I gotcha.
Dr. Isaacs, what is your response?
Is Hank still frenzying? Sorry,
Yeah.
Frank.
Yes, Frank is still frenzied.
And dealing aggravated damage would put him in torpor, right?
No.
No? Like
Aggravated
all his
kills.
health aggravated?
Aggravated kills.
If I take 2 more levels of superficial damage, I'm going down.
Yeah, so superficial, if he
Well, you
meets his health bar in superficial, he gets knocked out, essentially goes into torpor. But if you deal aggravated, then he dusts.
I can't deal superficial damage.
I'll
Of
go.
course you can. You just punch.
No. If I'm touching you, your flesh is going to disintegrate. It's going to move away from my fist.
Okay. I mean,
As you have broken loyalty amongst your pack.
It is what it is. Hale ain't worried.
Mm-hmm. Hank, are you good?
Yeah, I think I'm good, but it'll come down to the dice, won't it?
Which basically means no, he's bad.
Yeah,
we've all seen Phil roll before.
TV roll dice, yeah.
Phil's fine. Hank's fine. Speaking of, Hank.
So, I've knocked Frank off balance.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him coil up ready to leap. I know he's wounded. I'm literally going to step in and punch him as hard as I can. I've still got my feral claws, so I'm literally just going to try and knock him out.
Okay.
You hit me with claws, you prick.
Yeah.
Okay, fair play.
Cat fight.
I haven't hit you with claws yet.
Cat
I
fight.
know.
Alright, please roll strength brawl. And then you've got your prowess and your claws, but don't add that to the dice. That'll be added on to whatever successes you do get.
Okay. Because there's nothing else that adds to my...
Oh, you want me to
Right.
help you to figure
Yeah.
out how many dice to roll to cause me? You've got prowess and lethal body, right? Lethal body
Yeah.
isn't going to help you in this. So
Prowess.
prowess adds your potence on to non-combat to combat damage.
Just damage, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
And the feral weapons adds to damage. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
just dex brawl.
Strength
It's
roll.
strength brawl.
Strength brawl. Can I rouse the blood?
Yes.
Put a couple of dots into strength.
I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah. How many dots can I add to strength?
It depends on what your potency is.
Yeah, your blood potency.
One, I think.
It's one die.
One. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing the same thing.
Okay. So brawl,
Although with dexterity in my case.
then modifier +1. Fuck me. bitch.
I have completely jinxed you. I even think
Yeah.
this is you. I said you'd be fine. For those
Can I
listening,
roll?
of 9 dice rolled, there is a single success. You can willpower.
3, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Up to 3. Yeah.
Another
Okay,
one.
it's
So
2.
2 successes.
Get fucked.
Frank is surprisingly nimble. He manages to, while he's coiled, quickly roll out of the way and reposition himself facing who is your target currently?
It's gonna be Hank now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jules.
He
Okay.
can take it though. He can take it. He's fine.
Jules, it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Can
Up and over?
I catch up and over? Yeah, sure.
Up and over, and you're able to see him running down the sidewalk next to the street, just past the building where you're having to exit the alley. And he seems to be going the opposite direction of where Big Red was. So you guys were probably on St. Claude, and he is going up. Excuse me? Kellerek.
Gotcha.
Curl. I can't do that one.
Oh.
You aren't within physical distance, but if you have something else, you could attempt it, maybe.
I know I have a gun, but I don't want to like shoot him. But
Are you sure?
I'm decently sure. Can I know the city pretty well. Jules does, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I head him off at the pass and get in front of him?
This is a pretty straight shot right now. If you took any like side roads or other paths, if he continues straight, you'll miss him.
Okay. Then I'll try to barrel into him if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. If anything, I would say give me a dexterity athletics to see how well you can push yourself. See if you can go any faster.
Okay. I wonder if I should risk one more rouse check to do the blood. What happens at Hunger 5? Magical things? Or not?
Magical things.
Magical instant frenzies.
There we go! 5 hunger.
Jules.
Yep.
We're not going to get to talk to this guy, are we? We're just not.
Should have just let me eat him.
Yep.
Into a starvation frenzy. You have never felt this hungry in your life or unlife to this point. You're beyond hangry. A Snickers isn't gonna work. Now I need
All
to
the
know.
Snickers in the world.
Will
Go
you
ahead, I'm listening.
roll me a percentile? I want to see if you roll low, no one else is around. He's your sole target.
Okay.
If you roll over 50, someone else is nearby and closer than he is.
Little Johnny, quietly playing with his ball in the backyard.
Oh well. Goodbye, little Johnny. Or is it that or like so roll 1d100?
1d100.
Or your husband comes walking around the corner. Oh, hi, darling.
Well,
This is truly a moment up to fate. Because
Yeah,
you are in a
1d
populated area. 1d100.
Oh no!
Johnny,
93.
This night could not go better.
Jules, your senses know that there is a source of fresh blood extremely close, and your head whips back around to the alleyway you just came out of, and you notice a side door slowly closing behind where you just came from, and the petrified look of what seems to be a young woman, probably in her late teens, maybe 20, as she has a garbage bag in her hand and was just going to take out the late night garbage for this apartment complex. You soar towards her. You don't just leap. It's almost fluid with how quickly you move, and you're suddenly inside the doorway, grappling her, and before you know it, you have completely drained this individual.
Hey, hunger 0.
There is a flurry of sound, violence, and garbage cast off everywhere of the torn garbage bag, obviously, but also from where you have sunk multiple times into her neck and shoulders with your teeth. And as you stand there, she's just kind of slumped oddly in your hands as you come back to your senses. The whole situation taking maybe a minute.
She'll definitely lick the wounds as she's coming back to herself. Is there anything around that she could like wrap this woman up in?
Well, you're like
a carpet or
not really. It's like a linoleum floor of like not exactly basement level, but base level washing area for a shared apartment building. And it looks like the exit door was next to the garbage pickup spot outside.
Is there like a dumpster nearby, like where she was putting the trash in?
Yeah, it's right outside the door.
She'll pick up the body. Well, first she's gonna grab some of the garbage and move it out of the way real fast, and then she's gonna pick the body and heave it in and put the garbage bags on it. And she's gonna look around to make sure no one's seen her.
Wits awareness.
Okay.
They're gonna have a bad day too.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna rouse the blood, so
Oh my god. Okay. Freshly hunger 0, now hunger 1.
Yep, well, you know. For Susan.
You think someone might have heard, but you don't spot anyone looking at you. No one through a window. You do hear footsteps inside, moving very quickly upstairs. But
hey, do you want to find a new pack?
We might need some replacements.
Oh, the gifts are glorious. The gifts keep on giving.
Yep. It's too bad I don't have an axe, or she would start chopping her.
My god.
Put her in the trash.
Return.
She'll
Go ahead.
she'll take a look around and start wandering back. That way she knows where to bring Big Red to, because they need to well, she needs to cover it up. So
You're
yeah.
literally directly over the fence from where all the kerfuffle is happening in the back alley.
But she can't see the guy anymore, Raymond anymore.
No, he's booked it.
Gotcha.
Like, he's still running straight down the street, and you imagine he's probably gonna turn eventually, but he's well off in the distance.
Fuck. That's what she like, as she'll mutter the word fuck as she starts to take off running back to where the pack was.
Yeah. To be fair, it's not very far from you. It's just getting back over the fence.
Yeah.
With your martial arts history, you're able to do without much difficulty. Speaking of returning to our previous broadcasting, as Jules peeks over the fence, what do we see, Hank?
Probably
And
Frank
Dr.
jumping on
Isaacs?
Hank.
Yep. So I think it's Frank. So Hank's had a swing at him, and
It's Frank's turn. Yep.
Frank's dodge. Yeah, so that's his turn.
I would like to make a rouse check to heal 2 levels of superficial damage, please.
Certainly.
Okay,
it's not a mental stat, and you're frenzied, so yeah, absolutely.
And then I would like to attempt to grapple Hank, please.
Brawl with your specialty and strength, please.
Can I rouse to can I blood surge for strength in this turn, or have I already
I would
roused
say
the blood?
because you've roused trying to heal, not this turn.
Cool.
Hank, in return to dodge, it would be dexterity, athletics, and anything you would have in addition to that.
Jesus wept.
Another one of those ones like you did last time, Phil. That would be perfect.
Yeah. So, Dex Athletics plus my celerity.
Yes.
Oh, just getting there.
If that was a question. Also, if you want to rouse for anything additional. And you can
I
reroll
will
up to
spend
3.
a willpower point, yeah.
This is why Elizabeth was always hungry, by the way, because I always added potency onto stuff.
What's diff? Because it's 6.
Yes, 6 is a... So you meet it.
Yeah.
So it negates. There's no... Unless he... Do you have anything that adds to your damage for Frank?
Me, I got prowess, but it's only for damage.
Okay, so what's your carryover for prowess?
3.
Did you didn't add dice for it? It's just 3.
I didn't add dice for it. No.
Okay, so do you have anything in toughness to negate, Hank?
But yeah, I've got resilient. I've got toughness.
How much fortitude do you have?
2. That's me. I take 1 superficial. You've got 3, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I take 1 superficial damage.
Yeah, it's a grapple though, rather than an attempt to do damage.
Oh, right. So it wouldn't go on to this one. I'm sorry. So you managed to dodge his grapple at least, because you're toe to toe.
Frank will call up and leap at him, and I imagine him just kind of like sidestepping out of the way, and Frank will land and turn and again start to coil up.
And then Frank's going to punch him in the face again.
Okay.
In the midst of this, Dr. Isaacs. You can hear your kerfuffle, a secondary kerfuffle occurring closer to you, as you imagine something has happened with Jules. There is the cry of a young woman, not Jules, definitely not Raymond. That is quickly silenced. And kind of slam of a door, because Jules, you didn't necessarily try to keep it open. It's a heavier door. It shuts firmly. Dr. Isaacs, what would you like to do?
Part of me really just wants to go back and get in the truck. Go back to Smokey. Tell him I need that message to the gardener after all.
What would happen if I melded all of them together?
I just point out that I have not frenzied. Yeah. I am just dealing with the fallout of the frenzy.
No, Hank's fine. Hank's fine. Hank has our end too. We need Hank.
Saved Jules. Jules then frenzied and butchered half the town. But, you know.
If you'd have just let me eat the dude, none of this would have happened.
Yeah, exactly. And in the end, you got away anyway.
I wasn't expecting her to kick you.
So are you heading back to the... Are you doing something?
Just grab a big stick and hit Frank.
Yeah, okay.
Like, you can do superficial damage. Yeah. It doesn't take much to put him down. I mean, it takes a reasonable amount to put him down, but between you should be able to put him down.
Is Dr. Isaacs becoming El Kabonk?
Oh, go on. 6 successes. Wow.
Ooh, what are you doing?
4 dice.
I'm gonna pull the bone out of my arm and hit him with it.
That works.
Please describe and explain your ability and the scene.
My ability is to manipulate the flesh and bone of my body and the body of others, but that's more advanced. I'm going to very much just manipulate the flesh on my wrist to allow my bone to slide a little further out, a little elongate action, and then I'm just going to hit him with it.
Bonk. Go to sexy jail.
So is this your role for your ability to manipulate your flesh, or to...
Yes, that is my role for my ability to manipulate my flesh.
Okay, you are more than capable of doing so with 6 successes. An aroused check, you don't get hungrier. Now please roll to Kabonk.
Just wail on him.
That is the most metal thing. Like, Dr. Isaacs, so reserved. Damn it, Frank. Pulls out own arm bone and goes to hit.
It's such a shame that I'm in frenzy, and the way I'm going to get out of frenzy is you guys applying enough damage on me for me to be unconscious that I won't know anything about what you just did, because I'd have a lot of respect for you in this moment.
Okay, so it qualifies.
You're using a weapon, so it's melee.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a wall of text.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, so melee strength?
Melee strength.
There's no way I could do melee dex, huh?
Not in this situation.
Okay.
But you can rouse to try and add your blood potency to it.
Oh,
yeah, I'll rouse.
Interesting, maybe I should learn this.
Oh, everybody's so hungry! Okay.
Join me.
How many do I add to it? +2?
Your
plus
potency, your blood potency. So
+1.
If you have 1 dot, 1 dot. Yeah.
I'll spend the willpower.
You can't. Those are all hunger die.
What? No, they're not.
Those are all hunger die. That's why they're red.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. I know.
Frank.
Yeah.
Are you trying to dodge at all? Okay.
Yeah.
I truly, just for comedic purposes, sincerely hope you don't get any successes. But please roll dexterity athletics. A 2. It's. I feel like even in your frenzied state, you are slightly taken aback by what you see. And you
target acquired.
Barely died.
Hank, you have 1 round. You have 1 round to fix this before everything goes shit south in a handbasket.
The beast is like,
huh?
Toasty, can I try to punch him in the face again, please?
Absolutely.
A new challenger has entered the ring.
Absolutely. absolutely. Jules, by the way, as you're slowly climbing over the fence, you see Dr. Isaacs pulling out the arm bone and walking over and trying to hit Frank on the head.
Oh, fuck's sakes.
5 successes.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm going to spend another willpower, because I am...
Oh, let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah. 7 successes.
2 more successes?
Would 1 take off?
No.
No, 7 successes.
I can't beat that.
But you can try. So please
try.
roll dexterity athletics to try and dodge. Or minimize what you take.
4 successes.
Jesus fucking Christ. So that's 3, yeah?
But you're doing damage, and you have items that allow you to do additional.
So it's 3 plus 2
Plus
for
5.
fail, it's 5 plus
3 for prowess.
2 from the prowess is 7.
That's 3 for the prowess.
Is it?
You had your
No,
potency
2.
rating.
Yeah, my potency is 2, I think.
Not
Your
if you've got brutal. Not if you've got brutal feet.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So
Yeah.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 damage.
8, which halves to 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you
Which
have
is
any
exactly the
toughness?
amount of. That's exactly the amount of health that is required to put me down. Well, it says impaired.
Yes, you are. You're grievously injured.
Does that not put me down?
Let me double check, because I know we changed the character sheets.
I've never had. This has never happened before.
You lose 2 dice from all relevant pools. So this would be physical at this point for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've been wailed on.
So how do they actually put me in torpor then? Or at least knock me out?
Just a moment.
Actually, there is an argument for this one, Toasty, and that is combat in V5 usually goes for 3 rounds.
That's fair.
And
We
then
have been doing.
and then the storyteller decides, extrapolates out from what happens. So you could put an end to this now anyway.
I will say that in this circumstance, this means you're in torpor.
Fair.
You've been, not only have you soaked a considerable amount of damage that would have killed anyone else up to this point, you yourself have hit a point where your body is physically impaired. So you do go down for the time being.
Okay.
They don't necessarily have to stake you. You will reawaken the following night.
Okay, so let's grab him. Doc, if I grab Hank, can you grab the body of the person that Hank dragged that I killed, and we'll chuck them all in Big Red and get somewhere safe tonight?
Hey,
Yeah.
guys, we need to go swing Big Red by also another place because I
Can you
fucked
grab? Well,
somebody.
can you grab that body, or can someone? Do you want me to go ahead and get Big?
Yeah, get Big Red. I'll grab.
You
one
round
of
up. You
these-
get all the bodies. I'll run ahead and get Big Red and bring it back here.
There's people around the one that I need to grab though, so it might be best to bring Big Red to
Okay, yeah, we'll do
just
that.
swing by. Okay. And Jules will start grabbing the one that the body and start dragging it towards Big Red.
Alright.
I will put the bone back in my arm.
You
That's
collect yourselves, your wayward brethren, and the +1 Jules has. Where do you head for the rest of the evening? So
Do I know where Frank's workshop is that he's built?
Yeah, you went out there with him. He showed it to you.
And it's out
he
of the
was
way.
very proud of it. He's got like a series of cargo containers that he's put together and made into a haven. It's got furniture in it and everything. And one of the cargo containers is set
Well,
up
I'm
as a
going to
garage.
drive there and basically dump Frank in there. And then the other bodies we will dispose of en route.
Hank, I need to, or it is going to be bad. I imagine you do too.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I've already so I'm okay. I suggest we drop Frank off for the night. Jules, you need to feed.
Oh,
I'm good.
I'm good now. Yeah,
So why don't we drop Frank off for the night, and then Jules and I can help you get you fed, yeah?
That sounds fun.
yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So Harahan is outside the city proper, but still attached to it because the city's grown out that far. That's where his containers are.
Cool. Okay.
You imagine you're able to easily grab a person or two if as needed as well along the way.
I mean, you know, we don't need to be subtle about it. If we pass any hitchhikers or anybody on their own as we drive, we'll stop, we'll drag them into the back. Dr. Isaac can feed, and then we'll just add it to our body count in the back of the truck, which is sizable, let's be honest. And may or may not include Frank, depending how bad a mood Hank is when he gets to Frank's place.
Frank, would you like to describe the interior of your place before we wrap up for this evening?
So the garage itself is sparse. There are some. There's like a little workbench set up, and there's tools that are in there. There's like a collection of like random tools. There's no complete sets. It's all kind of like well-worn pieces of equipment and stuff that's been used over a long period of time. In his actual haven itself, it's quite sparse, but it's like there's little bits of home in there. There's a single armchair that's set up. There's like rugs on the floor. It's kind of like sparse but comfortable. There isn't lots of ornaments and things, but it has like a homely feel to it. There's probably like lampstands, and there's probably a dresser and a bed. It's all worn, obviously secondhand stuff. None of it matches, but it all looks kind of homely and like he's made an effort to keep it clean and well looked after. On the dresser, there's a little doll, a little cloth doll, and yeah, that's it.
Cool. We will chuck Frank in the corner until he wakes up. We saw what happened. We know he's not frenzied from hunger.
Yeah.
So when he wakes up, he won't be hungry. I mean, he's always freaking hungry. That's half the problem.
I mean, you don't think
But
you will be.
yeah. Okay. No worries. We'll chuck him in the corner. If we've managed to grab a body for Dr. Isaacs, we've then got three bodies in the back that we need to dispose of.
Yes, you do. Although
So did we manage to grab someone for the doc?
Yeah, you were able to. And the doctor did feed. However, how much did you take?
Oh, he's dead.
All of it.
One of us.
Oh,
one
he's
of us.
gone.
One of us. Okay. And with that,
And I wasn't even there to see it.
and you won't even remember like the super metal pulling bone out of arm to bonk you or try to.
What is he gonna remember?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
He's going to remember biting the dude, and then there's been a pain in the side of his head, and then he wakes up in his haven.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
you might remember sensations like it was a dream roughly, but that's it. He won't remember specifics.
I was really tempted to remove an arm.
Could have done.
You know.
You can remove anything. Remove his friggin' teeth. That's half the problem.
It's his head that's the problem.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. It's his teeth that are the directive of the problem.
Give him a lobotomy.
Take his teeth away.
Lobotomy?
His,
Can't
his
bother
teeth,
me.
taking his teeth won't help. He'll find other ways to puncture.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. Well,
We'll
with
get him
that,
a draw.
thank you everyone for joining us. We're drawing to a close. Make sure to follow, like, and subscribe on our various platforms, which will be linked below. Have a great one till next time.